You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Is pharaoh still existing? As he before, resembling an Israelite, not being treated right, enslaved day and night. Oh, we just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Be like the Israelites still in pain. We just can't. See their way. You just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no. The poor have to slave night and day for next to nothing pay, so they can't see their way. We don't enjoy equal facility. Like Pharaoh and company, brainwashing we say we free. We just can't go this way. We just can't go this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go this way. Time to make them oppress us pay. We just can't go this way. So the children could see them. Suffer like this. You said that you will take care of the poor, just like you did in Egypt. When Pharaoh had the Israelites in bondage, you delivered them. But here again, we are in the same khaki van. We have those modern Pharaohs who oppress the poor, who represents Israel. They confuse us with so much lies. Just come on this way. Not even thinking that we would realize. And if we criticize, we could be ostracized. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from the Lord. Please send us another Moses again. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. Time to make them oppress us pay. So the children could see their way. Make them get on their knees and pray. Then I'll be up to judgment day. Just can't make it this way. Please deliver us today. Be like the Israelites did. Please send us another Moses again. Lord, we just can't make it this way. Yes, deliver us today. Oh, we just can't go this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Please listen to what I say. Yes, hurry up with judgment day. We just can't make it this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Must we get old and gray? And the children can't see their way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. We like the Israelites living there. Please send us another Jesus again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, we just can't go this way. Lord, we just can't make it this way. No, we just can't go this way.
I say you get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something with that dragon, now you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man do get nothing easy. I say you get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it care how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that eagle eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. I say we got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty, but if they know about petition, we are to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that dragon eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking. You get it easy. He got to practice economy. From getting licks from the slave master to become the land owner. Brother, is a terrible journey, packed with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to rise up, you got to stand up, pick up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man.
We gotta save it. Oh yeah, my sweet TNT. Oh yeah. We used to sing sweet, sweet Trinidad. To leave here, boy, you must be mad. This is the land of milk and honey, rum and coke and easy money. While those verses we were singing, alarm bells kept on ringing. Pundits on each pulpit saying, our heart and our soul decaying. Suddenly we wake up to a living nightmare, not bliss while editorials ask, how did we ever come to this? But so long we hearing, you got to stand up and be counted. But daily we're intimidated. Every day our next witness silence, while we recoil from the violence. In our land there is a crisis, broke police, unruly ISIS, while sweet revenge gangs exacting. Police commissioner still acting trim. They go, it's time. We separate the goat from the sheep. Tell them talk is cheap. Reporting the world when we have to read. While them police busy playing hide and seek. We're facing the world when we had to read. Hey. Oh yeah. Save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. getting on. We're fighting, making porn. Us schoolgirls, you won't believe. Live MMA, they pulling weave. Check the vibes, they're living by. Dance all slackness, get rich or die. Alkaline to Movado. Mention maestro, they don't know. No morals, no ethics. There is a centrifugal black hole. Lord, we must move quick to wake their conscience and save their soul. So long we've been hearing evil triumphs when good men do nothing. No triggers pump while words be fraughting, and while church attendance real low. Protest pack plus them casino, while black market prices haggling. Through a port for big guns they smuggling. Spanish women are hot like their music. Saucy salsa, human traffic trend they go. We can't wait. The devil making hay while we sleep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. While we look on them as more mothers who weep. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Now the nation's soul has been revealed. How they find Shannon Banfield. Busy street, yes, in our city. Killed by beasts who show no pity. Now there's fear and trepidation. What is happening to our nation? So I pray this one infraction will propel us into action. Trend they go. The time is now. We have to take our country back while these monsters flow. We cannot run from their attack. That is why I'm still saying time to stand up and be counted. Our young girls, they're being hunted. Not for jobs by institutions, but by clubs for prostitution. While for new gas, some arranging on the seas, cargo exchanging. In the Gulf, drugs, guns and women. And the Coast Guard cannot stop them trend they go. The time is now. Look how the murder rate leap. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. Before more of our daughters they put us to sleep. Must stop this world when we have to reap. Time to stand up and be counted. We must defeat this threat they've mounted. We cannot wait for no messiah. Like Nero fiddling through the fire. But while the flames we keep romancing, the grim reaper keeps advancing. Across the land he casts his shadow, flashing victims to the marrow. Trend they go. The time is now. Look how the price we pay in don't steep. While some labor keep. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. We need a fresh new broom for a broad crime sweep. Must stop this world when we have to reap. Save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, I At times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of the right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio station that blessing the nation, grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And as we always say, ladies and gentlemen, we originate, we don't imitate, we bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Doesn't matter what color t-shirt you have on a pink t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt, a maroon t-shirt. Each and every one is welcome. Doesn't matter what planet you're from. You're from Mazatanius, Xenoranius, Sonoranius. Each and every one is welcome in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, this is how we start the thing.
It have our place, WZYE, where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, do come with me. We do have dad on WZYE, Santa Medite.
Yeah, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. One and only Rani Muhammad, who we call here Dr. Love. Yeah, Dr. Love, Dr. Love. But folks, we don't only tell you that we bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, but we have also put that down in words. Take a listen.
Ansam LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And of course, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are telling you that we'll bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And we have voiced that for you. Let me bring in my partner, the young man, the one and only, the young man by the name of Uncle Tommy. Tommy, welcome.
Good evening, my friend. And how are you today?
Tommy, today is a tremendous day. A tremendous day.
Great to be here in the village with you and with all of our beautiful, attentive, brilliant listeners and viewers.
Tommy, you know, I was talking to a fella the other day, Tommy. And I just think that fella don't know that I grew up in Chumaka, Clavantil, right? He asking me, he hear what he say, he don't know if I used to fly kite, if I know about mange, if I know about putting a blade on your tail and cutting people. And he describing to me about flying a kite. With them just come out to me, way.
I guess they think boy this is exclusive to them.
The man asking me, he said, "Boy, I don't know if he's a fly a kite. I don't know if you know we used to put a razor blade on the tail, and they used to duck it and try to, cut a person's thread and cut the kite. And we used to put mange and we break up bottle and put." I said, "But what kind of what? That fella? Something wrong with that fella." Yeah, but I mean, of course, Tommy. I mean, die the days, Tommy. You used to fly kite, of course, right, Tommy?
And that's a perfect spot up on that hill
That is a perfect spot on what?
to fly kite.
Boy, up the hill, boy. You know, and Tommy, we used to see kite down the road there. And we Lego and we going down there and we ducking. And if you see we, boy, bang, yo, man kite gone, boy. You see a man kite at a spin so. He gone. Yeah, he gone. That kite gone, boy. Bam, that was good days, boy.
Ayo.
Ayo, boy, gone. And Tommy, a kite ever get cut and you run behind it.
Oh yeah. Sometimes they're running in vain.
Man, you're running through people's yard. And then the worst thing, Tommy, if the kite stick up on a tree.
Oh Lord, that used to be worries.
Oh God. Then boy, you think we could get back them days gone in Trinidad? We never get back them days, right?
Well, then you don't even know about that because everybody have a device in their hand.
Yeah. Times are different now. Times are totally different. Yeah, times are different. Let me go to the chat. Times are absolutely different in Trinidad and Tobago, boy. It would be so wonderful if we could just get back some of those days, boy. We ain't asking to go back to the old time days, but get back some of them days. Don't forget, folks, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook and X. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509.
Thank you very much, Tommy. So,
you're welcome.
Mr. Intellectual was first in. Blessed evening, Pro, Uncle T, and all villagers. Hope you all had a marvelous Monday filled with all of God's choicest blessings. You know, Tommy, today was cold, boy. Outside was.
It's cold out tonight too.
Yeah, boy, it was about 28 degrees.
Yeah. You see snow where you at?
Yeah, that's snow over here, man. I just had was before comedy program, I had to go and shovel snow, man.
It's been snowing for most of the day here.
Yeah. I went and I shoveled some snow. You know, I said, boy, let me go and shovel this snow before I get in trouble, eh? Because you know how it does go, right? So I went and I shoveled this snow and I poured the garbage. You know, we just are recycling in this country. I don't know. Do they have recycling in Trinidad?
I don't think there's any official recycling program, but there's people who are doing private things. I was watching this show where this young fella is collecting all this plastics and he's what they call it. I'm trying to remember the word they use. Not recycle.
Another word.
He was making the various items with the plastic. Repurpose or something like that, I think.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. And Tommy, these are things that, I mean, like, for example, we put out garbage every Tuesday and Friday. We have to put out recycles in one bin and the garbage separately, right? And then the garbage truck come and pick up the recycles. And I guess whoever is at that job can sell those things to people who are repurposing, whether it's box, whether it's plastic, whatever it is. And it's a big business. And you will think that was something easy for Trinidad to do as far as recycling.
You know, but I was looking at a program recently, I think it was on CBS or maybe in NBC, but they were saying that a lot of the recycling isn't really recycled.
So what do you mean? For example, if you put out water bottles, you know that had the water in it?
Yes.
They don't recycle it, they don't wash it and put it back in existence?
No, they say a lot of the plastic wind up in landfills.
Really?
Yeah, they say that there's a lot of deceit going on with some of the so-called recycling.
But that's not good for the environment.
Yeah, they were saying like 90 to 95% of it isn't really recycled.
Wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So there we have it. Mr. Intellectual was first in. Blessed evening, pro Uncle T and all villagers. Hope you all had a marvelous Monday filled with all of God's choices, blessings. Oh, you know, Tommy, I was going to tell you that today, because of the cold, I went indoors and I did what do I? I do 4.4 miles. 4.4? Yeah, 4.4 in 33. What was it, boy? 33 minutes and something. But on my watch, it told me I average 7 minutes and 22 seconds per mile. But sometimes I don't think that thing indoors give you it correctly because, you know, to get GPS indoors does be kind of hard. So, you know, whatever it is, it was, you know, and that was pretty good. It's good to be inside and not outside in the elements. Yeah. So,
Especially when it's harsh.
boy, yeah, boy. Oh God, when it's difficult, it ain't easy. So,
Yeah,
Mr.
I mean, I've had a rough day today with this harshness.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, boy. And tell me why school opening back next week, boy.
Well, I know you look forward to that because you're probably getting bored staying at home.
Bored? No, I don't stay at home. I'll be out. So, you know, when I go to the track, it's about 2-3 hours. I just be there, you know. Go out and drive there. I get there. When I finish do my workout, I have to do my push-ups. I have to do my sit-ups. You understand? There's plenty things. Tommy, let me take this call off here. I'm taking this call off here.
Well, these are very interesting times. Very interesting times. The weather is challenging here in the United States. These days make you wish for warm days, wish for sunshine, blazing sunshine. But right now, I know even though there's this political uncertainty going on in Trinidad, people are thinking carnival. Are you ready to jump back in?
Yeah. So back to the chat. Mr. Intellectual said, imagine they test the water, the cuss and disrespect the parliament. One who tell lies in the parliament, they make him prime minister. They accept that. Great is the PNM. Mr. Intellectual, I go add something to that. Tommy remind me, I have to add something to what Mr. Intellectual say. Mr. Intellectual say, all them Christians who love and support that kind of wickedness, great is the PNM and wickedness will prevail. Don't forget evil, Hanif. Mr. Intellectual, don't forget evil. Caribbean Soul, welcome. Good night, WZYE TV listeners and defenders. Yeah. Mova Defender, welcome. Yeah, man.
Worship. I
Yeah.
warn all about Aisha, you know.
What happened?
She knows church I'm going there yesterday. And she went on there ask she bought and he wouldn't go there and they wouldn't pick he and they wouldn't pick he. She well know what was going on in Wall Street. I warn all about that young lady, you know.
Oh God.
Over and over, I warn all her. She come and stand spin all her around. But they wouldn't pick Stuart Young and they wouldn't pick Stuart Young. Well, she had told her when Tabaki called yesterday. I call her program at time was she say Stuart Young will be the next prime minister of Tobago. He call her after and said he's the king of radio because Gladiator give him that portfolio. And if the pick Stuart Young as the prime minister, he will never call back radio. So I hope he remember what he said. I hope he remember what he said. Anyway.
So Mova Defender.
I know you're talking to me, but I watched it because I know that was gonna happen to her.
No. We just dealing with the chat now. We go get to that. But Mova Defender,
Okay.
did you remember that I said that they should pick Stuart Young so the UNC could win?
Yeah.
Did you remember? I had said that. Let them
Yes, I
pick.
remember.
Let them pick Stuart Young so the UNC could win. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, and they play the right in their cards. But I want you to remember that deceitful Aisha, PNM Aisha.
Yeah. Aisha.
What she said it wouldn't pick him.
I know she
And
must
she was well at it inside.
She must be crying now, boy. Crying long crocodile tears, boy. Crying.
Call she and hear what she's saying.
Yeah, call she. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Tommy, she must be crying, boy. Tommy, boy. She have a red towel. You understand? With that red beret sideways. And she don't wear it to the right, you know, Tommy. Her thanks. Her beret just go to the left. You understand?
You really think she crying?
What do you mean? She crying crocodile tears, Tommy. She what who sing that song? Cry Me a River. Remember Zaddy song? Who sing that one?
The other kind of.
I had more lyrics there. No more voice.
Yeah.
Nah, that's all I can remember, you know. Cry Me a River. That's the only part. I shall crying today, boy. Crying. But we go get into that, because I listening to the discussions, and there are some things we have to put out into the atmosphere that people may be missing. Well, we finished with the chat here. And if Caribbean Soul say, and if good night. Tonight is serious decision, boy. No food tonight. Them fellas don't want to hear from food, boy. Volsang said, good evening, Hanif. Good evening, Walls, Uncle Tommy, and all contributors. Volsang himself, you don't want to hear about no food tonight, boy. Caribbean said, Volsang, good night, boy. We coming early. Good evening, Soul. We need to cool down the heat. Was privy to the last show. Hope you talk about coleslaw. Tell me the man, when you talk about coleslaw, we didn't talk about no coleslaw, partner.
Cold is what we don't want to hear too much right now because it's bone chilling.
Yeah. Cold too bad. Cold. Good day, Bijam. Good day, Uncle Tommy and Wall Street. All listeners locked on. Share the live. Today menu, sada roti and Eros choker. Bijam, we had that before, Brooklyn.
Wall Street, good night to you. Good night, Uncle Tommy, viewers and listeners.
Yeah.
Good night, sir.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I find when people call Tommy line, we just hear them nice and clean. When they call your line, you don't come over. You come over so like even even me coming over soft. You don't hear you, and you don't hear when we coming over on your side because I realize other people call Tommy line. It's clear. You're hearing it properly. So I think it's something to do with your system there. You had to check it out. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
But I just called early to touch base with yesterday because I listened to the show a little after they're done. And it was very unfair to you and Uncle Tommy that Gordon Joseph could have called and talk all that shitness when you all were basically talking about someone that lied in the chat on a statement about 2013. Right? And this murder rate is the highest since 2013. You always join the point that in 2022 was a high murder rate. Even last year, the PNM get first, second, and third gold, silver, and bronze in the last 3 years. And that person put to make it seem like we had a high murder rate in 2013. So you always just clean it up for the listeners of this program. And this, I don't know what to call him, and I want to, and if I have another word to call this man, and he does really annoy people. When I listen to that, I start to feel sick. He tell all about all your glorifying murders. What is the difference between 4 something and 6 something? You almost never doing that. All was just showing the person who put it up on the chat that they are not being truthful, supporting the PNM.
Correct.
That's all he was doing.
Yep.
And nobody called to put it. I was like, Gordon Joseph, but you just stay on your work in the night and don't call this show jail because you don't make no sense at all about talking about Washington glorifying death and death when they were just showing the right thing, the truth, that the person who claimed that the UNC had the second highest murder rate were lying. That's what they was trying to show. And Gordon Joseph, your leader who just stepped down, who just walk away and give the party to the 1%, have first, second, and third in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. You don't call this show. Go and do some homework and try to be a better PNM. I gone.
Thank you. Boy, Brooklyn come out blazing tonight, man. The cold, he come out blazing, Tommy. Yeah, man. He put the heater outside, Tommy.
Yep.
He put the heater outside.
Yep.
And he put the hands by the heater and he blazing, boy. He pelting snowballs, Tommy. Plenty snowballs, Brooklyn pelting today. No gloves on. No gloves.
Yep. He ain't joking.
Yeah, he ain't joking. Look, your partner coming early, boy. He early tonight, boy. Tommy, things change tonight. He said, good evening, Wall Street, Tommy and all. Love TT. Yeah? Caribbean Soul System. Now we have 2 Indian party in Trinidad. What is them 2 Indian party? Which one is the next one?
So
are you talking about what is she name? Pandey? Eh?
Michaela?
Yeah, I think he's talking about Michaela. Caribbean Source. I wonder who is the so-called black conscious PNM supporter will vote for. I don't know. Everything was planned out long time. Faris was rolling number 1, but then it seemed Faris was agreeing with everything, so he got pushed to the side. Wall Street, Stuart Young told me he go give you the building to help black youth. What? Let me call Stuart Young, man. 647. Told me we had to take a try. He's the prime minister now. Maybe he go answer the phone. What do you think?
I think he's been briefed.
No. I don't
He's
think
been briefed. He's been briefed. You see that Wall Street stay away from that fella there.
You feel it? Just send him a number too?
Oh yeah. Try him if you're feeling lucky.
Yeah, I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling lucky tonight. Hey, the phone ringing, boy. It didn't ring before.
Calling to congratulate him.
I feel he going to answer now that he's prime minister. I feel so. I mean, it ringing, but it ringing. So, folks, we calling the future prime minister.
The current prime minister.
Huh?
Or is it the current prime minister?
No, you know the current prime minister Rodin stepped down yet?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No answer, but I'm gonna try Prime Minister Rowley. I think there is it now. Is this his number? Let me see. Yeah, there is his number. Let me try that one. Yeah, that one just calling Tommy, but that one ain't ringing. At least Stuart Young was ringing.
They're probably together.
Huh?
I said 2 of them probably together.
Yeah. Maybe the Prime Minister tell him don't pick up that call. I know that number. I know that. I know that number. Don't pick up that call. I know that number. All right, Tommy. All right, let me go back to the chat. Stuart Young told me go give. Oh God, is your Caribbean so say? Stuart Young give me the building to help black youths. You know, Tommy. You know what I thought about, boy. What was sad, though, boy. Just imagine, Tommy, Kamala Prasad Bussessa, when she was going out of office, gave Dr.
David Mohammed
that piece of land, Tommy. And you see what they have on that land today, boy?
A monstrous structure.
Can you imagine if Prime Minister Rowley didn't hate his own boy? Any leader that teaches you to depend on another race is a leadership that will enslave you. You know, what Dr. Rowley have done to the black people in Trinidad and Tobago, Tommy, is to take them back 20 years. And I'm specifically talking about the amount of black people living below the poverty line. Eh? He has also taken the country back quite a few years. But he has taken black people further even more. And you know, Tommy, I thought about something. Eh? You know, we should have seen this coming, you know. This shouldn't be a surprise to us that Prime Minister Rowley anointed Stuart Young, you know. In the last 9 years, Tommy, which individuals did Prime Minister Rowley make the acting Prime Minister when he was out of the country?
First was Finance Minister.
Yeah. Right.
For a while, Finance Minister.
Correct.
And then he did Young.
So, Tommy, let me ask this question, right? How could Prime Minister Rowley, boy, not in one time, once in 9 years, boy, select somebody that look like him, boy, qualified? How could not even one, Tommy, one time, just one time, Tommy, once? Why you think? I ain't get that.
That, in my humble opinion, I feel there's self-esteem issues going on.
Tommy, for like 75.
It don't matter if he's 95.
Tommy, man, come on, Tommy. Man is 70. You're getting man excuses there, man. 75, Tommy?
You could be whole. Either you love yourself or you don't love yourself, in the true sense.
Wow. Yeah, boy. I was like, I couldn't get it, boy. I couldn't. Well, I say I couldn't get it. Maybe I get it and I didn't want to get it. Lua Hair Salon Spa. Good evening. Lua, where is your hair salon and spa? Where is that? Let us know. Caribbean Soul said at a still fly kite, yeah? All in the night and thing. Yeah, well, kite flying was a real good thing. Tommy, look your next partner. That word, Tommy, is IO. But he didn't know I too know. What is that? What are you talking about, Tommy? I don't even think he doesn't know what he's talking about sometimes.
He didn't know it, you know?
He did not know it, you know?
You know.
Why didn't know? IO?
He's saying you didn't know the word IO.
If you're flying kite and your kite get cut, what does that mean? Boy, that PNM miseducation is sad, you know. Donna, welcome. Caribbean Soul he's a player hopscotch with Stuart Young.
Mm-hmm.
Look your next partner, Ban Meha. Hi. You know?
Ban Meha always high. When if somebody high all the time, you know, they could be out of their head.
Tommy, sometimes Ban Meha had to be a PNM, you know.
No, he probably have 4 trees. He have 4 trees planted in the back. He had to make use of it. So he high. So he coming high.
I wanna high. Yeah, Tommy. Sometimes I wonder if Ban Meha is listening to this program or he does have the left rear earplugs in. Hear what he says. Hear what he says now. Hi. Hold on, son. Let's see what Wall Street uses media effective. They call Jennifer Baptiste Primus or Mr. Hunt to talk on Stuart Young. Didn't we call them last program? Didn't we?
You called Jennifer Baptiste Primus, but she didn't pick up.
And I called Lohan too. Let me see. Hold on, now we call Robert Lohan. Banma. Oh, listen to him. Or will it be another 2 to 3 hours to parrot? Yes, the PNM does recycle stupidity. Banma says Snowden. Happy New Year, Sister Aisha. How he doesn't know they picked? How does he know they picked Stuart Young? Banma, you had to be Snowden and shoot, you know. You had to be Snowden and shoot. Takesha, welcome. Takesha says Tommy and I. Banma, you hear the phone ringing, right? You hear it ringing? Take out your left ear plug so you could hear it. No answer, Banma. We go try Jennifer after the break. You had to take out your red left ear plug. So you ain't go hear. You ain't go hear. Banma, is Stuart Young at 1% Wall Street? I don't know. Look, Capitan. Walls is the African support base supporting Young? You know, Tommy, that's a good question, you know. Ask PNM Fox. Ask PNM Fox. Ask Patty. Ask Mr. Hate, Mr. Bingo, Mr. Bacteria, and the PSA hater. You gotta ask them. PNM Fox, are you supporting Stuart Young? Question for you, PNM Fox. And when Patty come, we go ask you. You know, where Rishi does come out, boy? Rishi say, Wall Street, are you on the next program? They say you want a free building for your business. Tommy, you ever hear that?
I guess they're making it up as they go.
Boy, they're making it up as they go, boy. You ain't lying. Takesha says, Rowley know he messed up this country. That's why he bowing out. And he knows once he's the leader, they will lose. And he couldn't hold that shame. Yeah. We have some opinions on that, right? So he won twice and he's leaving with his name. He can't stand to lose. Oh God. Joyce, where are you joining us from? Joyce Joseph. Look, well, folks, we have another PNM and I just joined us. Joyce Joseph. Fall Street. Come out from under the rock. Which rock, Joyce? Joyce, where are you joining us from? Let's say hello to Joyce. Please say hello to Joyce. Joyce joining us for the first time.
Welcome, Joyce. Welcome to the village.
Just short of welcome. Good evening, Wall Street and Tommy. The PM and Stuart Young gone and hired for dinner. The house slave effect, Afro-Saxony, is a mental illness. Folks, we're going to go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM. your hosts, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to In the Village with your hosts, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj.
You're rocking with the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
This is Travis Scott, 21-7.
You're listening to In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
What it do is some baby and we in the mix.
What's up? It's your boy Usher.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce.
It's your boy Chris Brown right here.
Playing nothing but the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. You are listening to In the Village with your hosts, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you. Don't forget, folks, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook and X. Subscribe. WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509.
So, folks, let me play this voice note.
Hi. No Jack Gamble. Yeah? Well, to everybody, a blessed evening. I'm so enjoying life. And there comes a time when you have to move your gaze from so to across so. Because if you keep your gaze down so, yeah man, every day you're going to be sad, every day you're going to be crying, every day you're going to kick dog, you go pelt at the neighbor. So sometimes when I am on this platform, I listen, there are callers who, they give me a little joy, boy. I laugh. Yeah. That one, he sound like he just started listening. I don't think so. I think he's a long time man. He a long time. But he sound like he just started listening. If he could say that. That only was trying to correct somebody who says something about thing. It's a long time all that glorifying numbers. Long time already. When it was under Kamala Prasad, it was ting. And when it's under Rowdy, it is ting, tang. Long time already glorifying numbers. I want to know if he just started listening. He started listening last week or? Hey, look, listener. I got a little break here on duty. Let me jump in, you know what I mean? And say, I, Gordon Bernard Maloney the first, ain't going and pelt no big stone at nobody, ain't pelt no mud at nobody to get Germans in my nail, and next thing, I die off of some virus. I'm living because God said He promised abundant life to all who will accept Him. Yeah? And I living under any government. I don't care who come or who go. Because my leader says he will never leave me nor forsake me. He will never disappoint me. Right? I haven't seen a government yet that I can say everybody's been squeaky clean. Everybody's been angels from heaven. I haven't seen that yet. I'm taking the chance to say yet, meaning it might happen. Well, I know it will happen. Yeah, for the trumpet of the Lord shall song, and the dead in Christ shall rise, and those who are alive and remain shall be caught up to meet Him with the air, and there shall we ever be. There'll be no more pain, no more sorrow. Hey, that government there, it ain't got nothing to worry about. All right? I could say more, no. But like we Fred, not tonight, not tonight.
Oh God. Tommy, now you see why I call the fella Gordon Joseph? You see why I call him Gordon Joseph?
Yeah.
Eh? Tommy, you know, the opposition leader was right again.
Yep.
She was absolutely correct. And you know, it's funny, eh? You know, we had that sitting there and we didn't play it the last times we were here, you know. We didn't play it, you know. But it was a question of the day. Kamala will really bully MPs to support Young. That's exactly what happened.
Exactly.
Exactly what happened. You know, I started to get concerned if the opposition leader have a kind of, I don't know, boy, a balloon. But she looks in the balloon and she could tell what will happen. And then she just let the air out the balloon. Question of the day, Kamala will really bully MPs to support Young. That's exactly what happens. And why do we say that, Tommy? I'm going to tell people something. Tommy, did Prime Minister say he resigned as the political leader of the PNM as well?
He did not say that.
You know why? You know why? Let me take you down. Let me take you down this lane. You see, Prime Minister Rowley bullied. Prime Minister Rowley bullied the MPs on them. Not in Parliament, you know, in a retreat to support Stuart Young. And here's why. Anyone or all who is MP, and if all you want to be MP in the next general election, you want to represent our constituency in the next general election, all of those support him now. Don't support him now. I'm waiting for you. You remember what he said? This is what the mafioso, right? Right? The
Cosa Nostra.
Cosa Nostra. Yeah? All right, you follow the line. So all of them MPs fall in line because you know why, Tommy? Even if Prime Minister Rowley is no longer Prime Minister and he's still the political leader, he still sits at the head of the screening committees. He's still the one selecting MPs. So, Tommy, as a current MP, if you want to come back to represent your constituency, don't vote for my Gary Sobers now. Don't vote for my all-rounder now. I'm waiting for you. Or they go ahead. Or they go on caucus. Go and decide what they want to do. But I would like to know, Tommy, how many of them voted for Stuart Young? Inquiring minds want to know. Is the Prime Minister going to tell us that? Or that is the secret of the Cosa Nostra? We keep our secrets amongst ourselves.
Or were they sold Young before they voted?
No, well, in my estimation, right? He just tell them, all have to vote for Young. If all them vote for Young, cancel Christmas, it's over for all you. So you have to make a choice now. And you know, Tommy, them fellas ain't giving that up. So them fellas, all right, let me vote for Young. That is it. We voting for him. The financial guru, welcome.
Well, hello, Professor. You hear me?
Yeah, we hearing you.
Good night, Professor Wall Street. Good night, Uncle Tommy. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Professor Wall Street, I have sent you something this evening because I listened to the show entirely. Because when I called you last night, yesterday, I was actually just coming back from Australia. And I want to say something. I agree, but I don't agree fully with what you're saying.
Okay.
Because if you look, and I want to go strictly at Stuart Young and Keith Rowley. Stuart Young, I don't care. I'm not a PNM, but I'm a Trinidad and Tobago Young. And what Mrs. Successor Prasad said is actually very, 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 very poignant and very, very clear as to the direction. Stuart Young is a mini me of Keith Rowley. Keith Rowley is the puppet master. I told you he is an ice king. Any vote for PNM is a vote for Keith Rowley and his minion, his mini-me, Stuart Young. I don't care what color Stuart Young is, whether black, green, polka dot, it don't matter. The fact is, there is, I believe, division in the PNM caucus, and I'll tell you why. If you listen to the video I sent you that he said this afternoon, one of the reporters asked Keith Rowley, Prime Minister Keith Christopher Rowley, who is still the political leader, what was the split of the votes? Because Miss Penny, remember, yesterday, Mova Divanda called it correct. And then you had Mr. Demorius Horsley, who indicated that Tabaki, that's Mr. Tabaki, that Penny, Mrs. The former ambassador to the UN, Ms. Beckles, was possibly going to be the leader. Now, Mr. Rowley, Dr. Rowley, did not want to tell anyone what was the breakdown. And he indicated that even if you win by one vote, you're still the leader. So I want to say this, there is Koshu, and any vote for PNM going forward, with Stuart Young as the helm, we're going to be back in the singing realm. And this is why I appeal to Philip Alexander, Gary Griffith, Michaela Pandey, the MSJ member, leader, and Mrs. Bisesa Prasad to sit down, because Rowley and Stuart Young are ice kings. Anything they touch, this country is going to go down. This decision was made 3, 4, 5 months ago. This is why he canceled in my estimation, this is why he canceled the convention. So we are going to see a lot of dissemination eventually, because things will leak out. I believe, this is what I'm saying, I believe Professor Washington and Uncle Tommy and everyone, that it was close. And I can tell you, just by looking, he corralled certain people. Fitzgerald Hines, he going to vote for Young, most likely. The two Tobago representatives, you understand? They're going for Stuart Young. Stuart Young, that's 4. Skyzer Ravi, that's 5. You understand? Terrence Dielson, he gonna play all the time. That is number 6. Number 7, the Norberger to the Martin Central by 7. I don't know about Mr. Scotland. I don't know if Foster Cummings. I don't know about Brian Manning. But you had enough votes. This guy, the Martin East, Cronenberg, he gonna vote for Young. He will vote for Young, because that Tobago airport that they're talking about, his name is written all over there. So I anticipate going forward that there is going to be control in the PNM. This guy just resigned, and you will see the difference. The Prime Minister of Canada, he's resigning, and you'll see the difference when under the Westminster system. Because people ask Rowland, this is why I would agree with you. When a Prime Minister resigns, he usually goes as a political leader. So he is going to use his sway, because the PNM is not for the normal, the people who support the PNM, the mainly black voters, they're getting hoodwinked. One more thing I want to point out, and I want to point it out to Dr. Rowley. Dr. Rowley had the audacity, the inane audacity to say that Mr. Fally, when he pointed out that Fally is causing hoodwinking the Tobagonian people, because he's saying the PNM did not have the votes to pass the Tobago Autonomy Bill. How can you pass an autonomy bill that I'm sure many Tobagonians understand that you need unanimous consent with the Tobago House of Assembly to come up? So that 22 votes he's talking about is nonsense. The fact is, the current Tobago House of Assembly bill is inconsistent with giving Tobagonians and the Tobago House of Assembly true autonomy. So what he's saying that Fally and Mrs. Bisesa Prasad is teaming up. That's nonsense. And I'm telling children big ones, well, they better wake up because I'll vote for Keith, Christopher Rowley, and I vote for Stuart Young. They're one and the same. And we will continue down this precipitous road. Look at it. The same Mrs. The leader, the MP who just died. I don't want to bring her in. The same is more than immortal in the petrol. Apparently, there's some gang related, possibly arson with the death of Lisa Morris Julian. You could go and check it out. So I want to point out before I leave, you cannot continue down this road. You can't put old rancid wine in a new bottle and call it different. It's the same thing. Good night, Professor Walsh. Good night, everyone. People need to get together. It's Trinbago first before Keith and the 1%. One person asks and say, if Mr. Young is 1%, he certainly represents the interest of the 1% and not irregular PNM voters and by extension Trinidad and Tobagonians. We need to get together and force these guys out once the election is called. Good night.
Thank you. Tommy, let me say this. This is a message to the supporters of the PNM. I want you all to rally behind Stuart Young and make Stuart Young the next political leader of the PNM. So the PNM could lose in 2025. Let me repeat that. I want the PNM supporters who are going to vote in an internal election to support Stuart Young. Always support Stuart Young. Rally around him. Rally around him like never before. So he could be the next political leader. So we could have a new government. We could get the PNM to go and sit on the bench for the next 5 years. Please, all you. Vote for, support Stuart Young. Support him. Support him. Support him. I am saying support Stuart Young. Yeah. Yeah. So he could be, so the UNC could win the election in 2025. Yeah. Because it could be easy, you know. It could be easy. We want Stuart Young. We ride behind, we support him. All they support him, you know. Support him. Don't let nobody tell all you otherwise, you know. Them rest of them? Nah, forget about them. Them in the party too long. We want fresh face. Fresh face. Yeah. We want Stuart Young. Denise, welcome. Patty, welcome. Patty says good night, Mr. Tommy and Wall Street.
Good night, Patty.
To Keisha, to resign is worse than losing when you know you're a failure and you don't want to be humiliated. Robert Nesbitt, good night. Patty, I see. Yeah, Patty come out as she slumber. Boy. You know, Patty, I want you to support Stuart Young, eh? Support you and Gordon Joseph. And who was the other one earlier here, boy? What's your name? Joseph, some other Joseph. I want all to rally behind Stuart Young. Volsang says KCR's decision was easy to make. He knows his supporters are prepared to eat trash, so he and his can dine in style. Gordon Joseph says, my word. What's the next word for if one kite get cut? Okay. Takisha says, have good night. He's a failure. Shame on you. Caribbean Soul said there's a Chinese firm doing private recycling in Trinidad. Okay. Robert says, Gordon Joseph, a man say you're out of timing. Oh, God. Patty said, Dr. Rowley said since 2020 that it was his last term. What is the issue? Patty, there is a way to do things, Patty. Oh, God, come on now. You, first of all, you didn't tell a lot of the MPs any of that information until there was a press conference on Friday. You throw it out. Well, this will be my last. You ain't tell the people. You ain't even call them. And you know what? All the PNM supporters who supported you for all these years, call a press conference in Balize House now. And tell the people, the PNM people, speak to them directly and say, listen, you all have supported me. I am happy about it. Right? The time has come for me to step aside. We're going to let the process take place. And whatever that process is, let that happen. You know what you do? You call a retreat up into big one. You bully the MPs on him. You bully them. And you tell them, I wasn't there. I'm speculating. All right, all you go ahead. Go ahead. All you go ahead and try to go up and go against Stuart Young. Go against White Pick. All you go ahead now. Go ahead. Go ahead. And them MPs put the tail between the leg. And they say, boy, not me now. I good. Me ain't gonna challenge you. That's why all of them have to go. Every single one of them. Every one of them. All of them. The whole crew. You know, I saw a picture today. What does the picture say again, boy? Oh God, let me see what that picture say again to me. Who sent that to me, boy? A picture with all right, some person say, yep, no internal elections, no conventions, not giving the party the opportunity to select leader and leading selection committees in selecting candidates in an election. He's not returning. It's non-democratic dictatorship at its best. Yeah. Full 100. Yeah? Like somebody send me a note, yes? Yeah, Tommy. But anyway, let's listen to what let's listen to this. Yeah. Take a listen, folks.
Question of the day, Kamla. Will Raleigh bully PN MPs to support Stuart Young? Will Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley use the parliamentary retreat in Tobago to bully MPs to endorse Stuart Young as his successor after...
Tommy, you hear that?
Yep.
Let me repeat that. No. Let me repeat that for you all. Let me repeat that for you all. Listen to this, folks. Listen. Patty. No, leave the red ear, leave the left red ear plugs in, Patty. Leave that one in. Okay, all right. Okay, good. Go on, Joseph. No. All right. PNM Fox. Okay, leave it in. All right, here we go. Listen to this.
Question of the day, Kamla. Will Raleigh bully PN MPs to support Stuart Young? Will Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley use the parliamentary retreat in Tobago to bully MPs to endorse Stuart Young as his successor after he has announced his intention to retire again? This according to opposition leader Kamla Persibasessor in response to Dr. Rowley saying he was not going up for re-election. The government has a retreat in Tobago on Sunday and Monday. In a statement minutes after Dr. Rowley's abrupt announcement at the end of his press conference in Tobago on Friday, Persibasessor accused Dr. Rowley and his People's National Movement, PNM, MPs of causing economic hardship, fostering a violent crime crisis, and undermining independent institutions. Describing the government as chaotic, she questioned the timing of Rowley's announcement, which follows the recently declared state of emergency and labeled it as a political gimmick. Persibasessor said, Rowley and his ministers have taken us to a failed state with a lame duck prime minister and government. The government is in chaos. Why make this announcement after calling an SOE 4 days ago? It is clear that this SOE was a political gimmick that has already failed spectacularly. The lives and livelihoods of our citizens mean nothing to Rowley, who is engaging in a perverse, wicked soap opera within the PNM while the country is destroyed. He has crashed the country and abandoned the ship after raising his salary and pension. She said state security officers will not heed instructions from a lame duck prime minister, local and foreign financial institutions, and energy companies will hold on to most investments. Credit access will be put on hold, and the country will move into financial stasis until the next G. Persibasessor said, I am informed that PNM MPs and financiers are dumping their TT dollar holdings as the country is on the IMF door, and financing from other agencies has dried up. She said, one must ask, does Rowley intend to use his retreat as a platform to pressure and bully his party's parliamentarians into endorsing Stuart Young as his successor? Will taxpayers be forced to fund what appears to be a PNM internal power struggle disguised as governance? Persibasessor said people must remain vigilant as Dr. Rowley's history of undermining trust is well documented. She said his disregard for democratic principles within his party, exemplified by the postponement of the PNM's internal elections and special convention, speaks volumes about his leadership. Moreover, his administration's interference with independent institutions, such as the Police Service Commission, the Integrity Commission, and the Elections and Boundaries Commission, has severely eroded public confidence in these critical bodies. Let us not forget the Rowley government's attacks on other independent offices, including the Central Bank, the Auditor General, and the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. These actions reflect a legacy not of leadership but of overreach and intimidation. Successor said Dr. Rowley's legacy is one of failure, division, and despair, leaving a nation in darkness. She added, Rowley's decision to announce his retirement now is a clear admission of his failure to lead this nation effectively. Rowley should do the honorable thing and call the elections. Successor said a united National Congress government will lead this country back to prosperity and light. She said, we have a comprehensive crime-fighting plan that will restore safety and security to our streets. We will rebuild the economy, repair broken institutions, and bring hope back to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. To my fellow citizens, I urge you to remain alert and steadfast. We must reject Rowley and his allies' attempts to impose leadership on this nation that does not reflect the people's will. The future of Trinidad and Tobago depends on our collective resolve to demand accountability, transparency, and strong leadership.
Tommy, that was done before they retreated. That was done before they retreated. You understand? That was done before the retreat. So she was on the money. Hold on, let me take that off. Okay. But also, Tommy, what's next? I did an editorial on Prime Minister's legacy. But I'm going to go to the chat before we get to that. Takesha says, shame on you, Mr. Rowley. Caribbean Soul says, he don't have no shame. Ban Mea said, yes, I heard it. Thanks. He must be busy tonight. Robert, I don't think you had to tell Patty that, you know. That is an understatement. PR Hart, Patty Hart was not for the average man. PR. Who's PR? PR? Or Prime Minister Rowley? All right. I'll use it at that. Tommy, read what our fella say on the screen there.
Yes, I'm supporting Stuart Young.
Yeah. PR Hart was 41%. Hey. Oh, thanks, Caribbean Soul. Joyce Joseph. Oh, God. Caribbean Soul, all easy, though. Tommy, you know what Caribbean Soul said?
Yeah, that's called Joseph's grandmother.
Yeah. God, Joseph get your grandmother to come into the program too, boy. Oh, God, Gordon. Oh, God. Wait. Takesha says, Anslan, watch how that man make sure he raise his salary. So imagine his pension. Rishi said Wall Street is a big guy. Say that he will say Wall Street wants $1 billion for his business. And why he don't stay in the US? Because Trini is not his country. Can't remember the name of the talk show. It was a big guy. I remember. I know. I don't know. You don't know. Rishi, you know who it is? Volsang says, for Imbo to say the people haven't riot yet implies he knows there's a bunch of potty cats they walk on. Just Roger says, Wall Street, when Rowley said jump, everybody in the PNM say how high. Boy, they bully them, threaten them, tell them, all right, all you want to be MP in the next general election, all you don't vote for my candidate. Robert Nesbitt, under Rowley, the 1% were made to pay more in taxes. Oh, Tommy, why party does put up this type of thing, boy? I think she don't want to get vexed, you know, Tommy. I want to ask Patty a question. Patty, I want you to do some homework for me. Research, right? The amount of people that look like you, Patty, that increase under Prime Minister Rowley. The amount of poor people. Do some homework. Well, anyhow, I guess she did homework before, but she didn't do nothing with it. So, all right, forget about that, Patty. Forget about that. Forget about it. We have an open market. There's very little a government could do about food prices. Really? What? Tommy? Nah. She typed that? Nah. All right. Let me do this. Let me do something. Nah. Nah. She ain't typed that, Tommy. Tommy, so the government can't do nothing about. I'm thinking she's talking about high food prices, right? Government can't do nothing about that, right?
If they don't want to.
Huh? All right. I'm going to get something for Patty. Because Patty. Okay. You know, it is sad. It is sad when you type them kind of thing, you know. Okay, here it is. Listen to this, eh? There's very little the government could do about food prices, right? Listen to this. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has been implementing several measures to address high food prices. Here are some key actions they can take. Zero rating of basic food items. Removing value-added tax, VAT, on essential food items can help reduce costs for consumers. This had already been done for items such as canned fish, cheese, and certain oils. 2, suspension of common external tariff, CET. The government can seek suspension of the CET on various basic food items, making them cheaper to import. 3, boosting local agriculture. Investing in local agriculture to increase food production can reduce dependency on imported goods and stabilize prices. This includes providing support to farmers through subsidies, training, and access to modern farming techniques. 4, monitoring and regulation. Actively monitoring food prices and taking regulatory actions against price gouging can help keep prices in check. 5, subsidies and support program. Providing subsidies for essential goods and implementing support program for vulnerable population can help mitigate the impact of high food prices. These measures, combined with efforts to address global supply chain disruptions and other external factors, can help manage food prices in Trinidad and Tobago. Tommy, there's little a government could do about food prices.
Her government.
Oh, yeah. You mean Prime Minister Rowley-led government?
That's
little
correct.
they can do. Yeah. Okay. I misread what she put. I misread it. Sorry. Thanks, Tommy. I misread it. Sorry. I apologize. I misread it. He finished the government campus. Let's rent paying the same 1%. Oh boy. Robert Nesbitt said, PR, this country have enough wealth that good paying jobs could have been created. I was reading what China did with the solar industry. Now they're on top of it. Hmm. So why don't Rowley just call the election? Hmm. Oh boy. Now listen to this, eh? Banma, how do you know that they supported Young? Patty, what interview you want me to play? The one with Rowley on TTT? The one with the interview, you want to ask him? Which one? Tommy, when we speculate, we say we are speculating, right?
Right.
So Tommy, let's think this thing through. If I am the prime minister of a country, I basically control my MPs, right? And the ministers, right? My ministers, right? Well,
Correct.
I control you. I can't get rid of you as an MP. I could get rid of you as a minister. Right?
True.
Right. I can't get rid of your MP because your MP was selected by your constituency.
That's right.
Right? But I could get rid of you as a minister. Right? So you could be an MP with no portfolio. Right? Secondly, if the prime minister says to everyone, listen, right? I want your support on this. And if there's no support, there are consequences for your actions. And if you don't support him and you minister planning, all right, you ain't support me. Having a cabinet reshuffle. Not only that, but you see, you want to be the MP for Arima, you ain't supporting me. Nah, when you screen, now we picking somebody else. We want to go in a different direction. I mean, these are things you have to, when you think critically, you'll be able to examine that. I would like to know, Tommy. Let me go out on a limb, Tommy. Or a branch. Should I go on a limb or a branch?
Just make sure it's a strong branch.
All right, I'm going out on a branch. Because when I used to go and climb the mango tree, you used to go out on a branch to get some mango that was all the way out to the end. I'm going out on a branch. That a majority of the MPs supported Prime Minister Rowley in that retreat to make Stuart Young the acting Prime Minister. Majority of them. Because they had no choice. If they didn't support,
if they want their position.
Say that again?
If they want to maintain their position.
Tommy, I tell you, you know, we have a box with 25 watt bulbs, and somehow you going up to now 1500 watts. It was 1000 watts before, you know, 1500 watts. Yeah, Brooklyn, welcome.
Hey, well, she don't come to me good night again.
Yeah.
Well, I have been saying for years that very soon the PNM, right, would no longer have a black face, but an Indian, right, would run the party. And Stuart Young is half Indian, half Chinese. But I'm going to tell you the next thing that I'm going to say going to happen very soon. You see why Rowley bowed now? Stuart Young is really what I think, you know, Stuart Young just go there for recognition because I feel once he touch that seat there, he might end up having the same benefit as a prime minister. Right? So he will get the same perks, the same everything. Right? That's another sellout again. And the third sellout is to deal with the Chinese of giving up the land of Silat and all them places there. Who is the best leader you could have to give up the land easy? You could have a black man giving the Chinese the land with a bundong tongue. But if they ever have Chinese giving the Chinese all the land and getting rid of the black people, they would do like what in both states. The many riot yet. That's what happening now. That is what's going on now. Very soon, all the debts that we in with China and all over the place, very soon these people coming to take the land that these same PNM people living on. Only watch and see I tell all of that. Because when PNM done, it ain't gonna have nothing. Only thing the UNC coming to make it great gesture, the UNC coming to get thunder. They will cause the UNC left, right, and center and say that the UNC suffering. People look how the UNC doing. But the UNC wouldn't have nowhere to turn to. You say Rowdy walk away? Rowdy walk away so that the Chinese man could look like he taking the blame. But all of them going and walk away. The PNM mash up. The PNM done. It's all of them who talk about this PNM till they're dead. Or they're walking dead. All of you right now is walking dead. Or they're living dead. Because the PNM is dead. I want to see all your support Stuart Young. All these great, powerful black African people have been toiling in the PNM for all these years. And all they sit back, pull their tail between all their legs like potong dog. Eh? Or they can't even back in all your own yard no more. A Chinese Afro-Indian take over. I thought I didn't like to vote for the Indian. I thought Stuart Young mother or somebody is Indian. I thought I didn't like to vote for the Indian. Well, you never vote for them though. By force. Because that was the slaves and them used to get treated. How they used to treat the slaves and them. They used to beat them, punish them, starve them, and force them to support the leaders. And that's what they're doing in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, you tell Uncle Tommy, have a good night.
Yeah, man. Bless. Tommy, so PNM Fox saying 11 voted for Young and 9 voted for Beckles. Right? All right. Let me see if Penny will answer the phone. That's all I want to ask you. Someone indicated that in the vote in the caucus, 11 and 9.
It's 20.
It's 20.
Yeah.
So, one in missing?
Young. I don't know. One
So
missing.
maybe the Prime Minister didn't vote.
Maybe
Or
he
he
did.
would have the deciding vote if it was 10 to 10.
Maybe he didn't vote.
Maybe he didn't vote. All right. So let me see if Penny go pick up before we go ask a straightforward question. So Fox, we're trying to get Penny on the line.
I am. So where are you going?
Penny, you are live on WZYE 95.9 FM.
Hold a minute. I'm not hearing you. Hold a minute.
Okay.
Yes.
You are live.
sorry.
You are live on WZYE 95.9 FM here in New Jersey with Uncle Tommy.
I'm actually in a meeting, man. You had to give me notice before.
But no, quick question. So, somebody just says here that 11 people voted for Young and 9 voted for Beckles. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's correct. And I just said I'm in a meeting.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. Bye-bye. So, folks, you see how we just do it, Tommy?
Correct.
You see how we just do it? We do like no other. I tell all you, we originate, we don't imitate. We have said that. So we confirm that 11 voted for Young and 9 voted for Beckles. Yeah? I wonder who's that 9, boy. You see? She pick up the phone, boy, Tommy, boy. Yeah. KFC. What's happening,
What's going
man?
on, man?
Nothing much, man.
Man, to the that street, there, man. I see Miss Becca's come on like she wants to cry, man.
Who's that? Who?
Miss Becca, this is she wiping she face. She can't believe what Dr. Rowley do. And it's too short tongue and
The PNM will have a black leader from Eric Williams to Mr. Manning, George Chambers, and Dr. Rolly Cavallet. We Stuart Young. Stuart Young are now coming in PNM. How you going to black people that get a worship?
But
the rest of the country, boy.
yeah, but Tommy, so if there was a vote in the parliament, he could still win because no, not necessary, you know. If there's a vote in the parliament, because the UNC could vote with the 9, and it says the majority in the parliament, right? Or is it the majority of people who are PNM? Let me see that. Hold on, Let me see what that says to me. I have that here. Yeah, KFC, you going? Hold on, I have that. That's interesting to me.
Very.
ANSELM. Let me see something. Start messages. Let me see. So I'm looking for, here it is. Here it is. The Trinidad and Tobago Constitution outlines several key aspects regarding the position of the Prime Minister. Appointment. The Prime Minister is appointed by the President after a general election. The President appoints as Prime Minister a member of the House of Representatives who is the leader of the party that commands the support of the majority of members in the House. So, Tommy, that doesn't just mean the PNM MPs. Does it also mean the opposition too as well?
I don't get that out of it.
What do you get?
I get the majority of the winning party.
But it doesn't. It says the president appoints. You know what? Let me do this. Let me call You know what? Let me call Winford James. See if he go pick up. Let me call Shane. And see. Hold on.
Shane Mama.
Yeah, let me call Shane. It's Monday, so I don't think I think he's in school on Monday, you know. All right, let me call Winford James. And fella's busy, boy. When you call in, all right, no. All right. Let me call Raghunath. Let's take this call. Yeah, Brooklyn.
What shit? Good night again. What shit? 9 at the PNM. 9 at the PNM ministers right now. If you call the phone, they will answer. You know why they will answer?
Why?
Because the one you just called is one of them who are against Stuart Young. And you see she answers, she says she not meeting because they're meeting right now planning on how to fix the problem the PNM in.
Mm.
You hear what she tell you? I'm in a meeting right now, but she still make time to answer you, because if it was just Dr. Rowley still Prime Minister and thing all honky donkey, you would not get that pick up in a meeting. She would have never pick up in a meeting. But because right now the PNM is on fire, it have a lot of them want the public to know that the PNM is done. So they who been there for years through Manning time, right now they realize, well, what Manning was saying was truth, because they lived to see what Manning was saying about this Rowley is truth. So they now trying to see if they could fix the PNM in the name of Manning. And Manning's son, I saw Manning's son was one of the 9 people. I am 100% sure that Manning's son was one of the 9 who voted against Stott Young. So again, the PNM dead. You're going to call them. The only ones who ain't going to pick up is like Hines again. Because I see Hines walk out a place today and a reporter ask him a question about if he you know,
He no
if
answer.
agree
He no
with the
answer.
decision, and he see a word.
Not one word.
Like if he don't care about people,
Yeah.
for them to do a job, and he couldn't even see a word. I see Mbot too. Mbot didn't vote for Stuart Young, you know. Mbot did not support Stuart Young. Mbot said, when the lady asked him, he said, yeah, you have a nice day, and he laughed. They don't. I could call a few of them who did not support Stuart Young and Rowley. I could call a few. You understand? It's simple. You don't have to wait to get that information. You watch the behavior of the ministers. I show you call him, but now you answer the phone. But you go talk. Because you still have a piece of work to do before you go. You gotta make sure your bag fixed. Although it's fixed already, yeah, but you want to make sure you scrape it so that the UNC had nothing. You see that 3 days money they talk about when they come in? They're going to leave 3 days to run the country when UNC come in. And that's going to be the real 3 days of me rukunku tunku. I gone.
Yeah, man. I'm going to call Brian Manning.
If he's in a meeting too, he would have known that you spoke to Penny.
Well, if he in the meeting, if he say in the meeting, let me know he in the same meeting. If he say in that meeting too, let me know he in the same meeting. Call him, but then go pick up his phone.
Is it ringing?
It ringing. Yeah, it ringing. It's saying ringing. Let me try pharaoh. We get one PNM person to pick up, boy. I'll call for Star Cummins too. His phone is calling. Tommy, you see what Patty says? Walk street. Who you go hit now? Where them just get that from, Tommy, boy? No answer. Who else, boy? Marvin Gonzalez. No, not that one. Not that one. Here we go. Marvin Gonzalez, boy.
How about Adrian Leon?
No answer. But Adrian didn't have a vote. Oh yeah, he voted, you know. Yeah, boy. Yeah, KFC. I'll call Adrian. Yeah. KFC.
When Prime Minister by Stuart Young,
I call him, he don't answer, he pick up.
Rebecca was crying today, but Rebecca was crying, I think she realized that, but she feel
Hey, let me take this call. There's Dr. Shane Mohammed. Let me take this call. All right? Yeah. Dr. Mohammed, you are live on WZYE 95.9 FM. With
Happy
Uncle
New Year,
Tom.
Dr. Mohammed.
We have a quick question for you.
Sure.
The Constitution talks about if you have, in order to be elected prime minister, you have to have the major. Oh no, let me say exactly what it is, right?
Hold on, I could barely hear you. Say it again.
No.
Constitution says.
Hold on. 1 minute. Let me get it for you. Let me see here what it says. I want to read it for you. Because we asking the question about. Hold on, give me 1 minute. Yeah, what it says. The Trinidad and Tobago Constitution outlines several key aspects regarding the position of the Prime Minister. Appointment. The Prime Minister is appointed by the President after a general election. The President appoints as Prime Minister a member of the House of Representatives who is the leader of the party that commands the support of the majority of members in the House. Does that mean that, for example, if the PNM wins, the majority of members of the PNM in the House, if he can command the majority of those, then he can become the Prime Minister?
Yes.
So it doesn't have anything to do with the opposition?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So it says clearly by section 76(1) that the first option is the member of the House of Representatives who is the leader in the House of the party which commands the support of the majority of members of that House. And then if that does not exist, then it goes to where no majority party emerges or where the party has no undisputed leader, the president appoints as prime minister the person who, in his or her view, is most likely to command the majority of support as well.
But Dr. Mohammed, doesn't now the PNM have to go back to the parliament and do this legally rather than doing it at that retreat? Doesn't this have to be done legally?
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait. No, wait. What has happened today? What has happened today is nothing. Today was how to put it? Today was the internal caucusing, the internal parliamentary caucusing of the People's National Movement as they got prepared and ready for the final term and the final session of the 12th Republican Parliament. What has happened is that Dr. Rowley has summoned his parliamentary caucus and he has indicated to them that I am ready to stand down. I am ready. There are just a few more ticks on my list, boxes to tick on my list, and then I gather by the end of February, maybe the middle of March, he will be ready to hand over his keys, hand over the office, and sign the letter of resignation as Prime Minister. What he has done today is that he has secured for Stuart Young the majority of support from members of the parliamentary caucus. What will happen is, having done that, there is going to be now more opportunities for Stuart to act as Prime Minister. Prime Minister has said he has to leave the country, he has certain engagements to do between now and whenever he leaves. So when the time comes, there will be a letter sent to the Prime Minister, to the President, and to the Speaker. One, that Dr. Keith Rowley has tendered his resignation to Her Excellency the President as Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The correspondence will then be sent from the President.
Dr. Mohammed, just hold for 1 minute. Let me just play this here for 5 seconds. Hold 1 minute.
Sure.
1 minute. So, folks, we have with us on the line, political analyst political analyst / scientist, Dr. Shane Mohammed. Let's just play this top of the hour here.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, Dr. Shane Mohammed, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. So, Dr. Mohammed, continue.
So, as I was saying, what will happen is that in terms of today, today was just the formality with regard to the discussion of the parliamentary caucus for the Prime Minister to indicate that, listen, I am ready. I believe by the time Carnival comes around, that given that timeline, the first quarter of 2025, I would have ticked all of the boxes that needs to be ticked under my tenure as Prime Minister, and therefore I am putting it clear to you all that now it's time for us to figure out the way forward. He did indicate that there were two persons that offered themselves. Stuart Young, which would have automatically been his choice, and this is Minister Penny Beckles. And he indicated that Minister Beckles did not have the majority of support of the members of the parliament. So then what happens now is that come March, I'm using March. Come March, the Prime Minister will write his letter of resignation to Her Excellency the President, indicating that he is resigning as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and that he will retain his seat as the Member of Parliament for Diego Martin West until whichever such time the next Prime Minister has indicated that the Parliament be dissolved, whatever. The President...
Wait. Dr. Shane, he's retaining his seat as the MP for Diego Martin West?
For the rest of the term, yeah.
So, but how could they go into a general election without a candidate? So he's going to be the Diego Martin West candidate?
No, hold on. As we are now in the current configuration, all Dr. Rowley is doing is that he is intending to resign the position of Prime Minister, which he can do.
Okay.
He can resign as Prime Minister and retain his position as Member of Parliament for Diego Martin West until this session of Parliament expires on the 28th of August 2025.
But then
between his resignation and the 28th of August, and he has indicated today that the choice, the date of the election will not be necessarily his own. It will be the next Prime Minister, which is Stuart Young. Between that time, they would screen for a new candidate for Diego Martin West in the next election. But because Dr. Rowley resigns as Prime Minister, it doesn't mean that he resigns as Member of Parliament for Diego Martin West in this current session.
Wait. I'm somewhat confused. Let me just clarify this. What you are saying is this, is that Prime Minister Rowley, right, going to put in his resignation as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, right?
Correct.
And he's also going to maintain his seat as the MP of Diego Martin West. So
this current session of Parliament.
So if a general election comes up, he's going to be the candidate for Diego Martin West?
No. He is just running out the rest of his term as MP.
Oh, okay.
The Prime Minister has not indicated and has not shown any indication of him resigning the seat. If that happens, it will then drop the majority in the House to 20 and with 20 to 19.
Okay. All right. So he's not resigning. Somebody can screen for his seat, but he will still be the MP until the term ends.
Correct.
Okay.
Dr. Mohammed,
Yes, sir.
Why then will he be eligible for a prime ministerial pension?
Because he served 2 terms as prime minister.
Yeah. But I hear you. But Dr. Mohammed, I have a question. So we actually spoke to Penelope Beckers, and the vote was 11 for Stuart Young and 9 for Penelope Beckers. She confirmed that, right? So here's my question now. If Dr. Rowley is still the political leader of the PNM, right? Can he then victimize those MPs that voted for Penelope Beckers and not select them to represent a constituency, right? Because he's still the political leader of the PNM, and he has to,
there are only 8 spots remaining.
But
there are only 8 seats.
No,
to
but
be
Dr.
selected.
Shane, I was told from reliable sources, until your nomination goes into the EBC, they could withdraw your nomination.
I agree with you 100%.
So
That is
yeah,
true.
so you they could have screened you and selected you, but until your name goes into EBC and EBC signs off on it, you just a regular person.
So, yes, that is true. That is 100% true. But that's not necessarily the practice of the PNM. And I think one has to take into consideration that the PNM and Dr. Rowley and the screening committee would have meticulously screened all 33 persons that have been selected thus far. And if had Dr. Rowley ascertained that Minister Beckles was indeed a serious threat to the leadership of Stuart Young, then she would not have been reselected for Arima. To now unselect her for Arima is going to cause even more upheaval within the rank and file of the PNM. And that is not something that they want to do right now. Why? Because one has to go to the PNM Constitution. And it would be wise for persons to read Article 18.8 of the Constitution, as well as Article 12.1d, 12.6, and 12.9 of the PNM Constitution to see what happens next as it pertains to the political leadership of the party.
So in my estimation, having read those parts of the PNM Constitution, the PNM has to call an internal election.
So here's what.
But hear me out. Because if the PNM goes into election and they don't have a political leader and they win the election, then what?
The person who okay. So let's go back a bit, right? Article 12.1d of the PNM Constitution says that the General Council shall have power generally to do all things as are necessary for the enforcement of the Constitution and the achievement of the aims and objectives, principles, policy, and program of the People's National Movement. Right? That's what 12.1d says. Now, if we go to, I said 12.6. 12.6 says, it shall be the duty of the General Council to summon and make arrangements for the annual convention, and the General Council shall have the right and the power in its discretion on a resolution being passed for that purpose to summon a special convention to consider and determine specific matters affecting the interests of the movement. According to Mr. Mariano Brown this morning, a special convention will only have one issue, one matter on the agenda. And most likely that matter on the agenda would be the election of a political leader. Now, let's go to 12.9. The General Council shall have the power to determine if a vacancy exists in any office and to make an appointment and to fill such vacancy in the absence of specific provisions, therefore, in the Constitution. So, you have very clearly set out what is available and the powers available to the General Council of the PNM in how it goes about meandering its way through selecting a political leader. Now, go on again to Article 18.8 of the Constitution, which says, the General Council shall have the power to fill a vacancy occurring in any office in the absence of specific provisions, therefore under the Constitution, where a vacancy occurs in the office of the political leader, such vacancy shall be filled within 6 months of its occurrence at a special or annual convention. So, the General Council in 12.9 can appoint someone to fill the vacancy. And by virtue of 18.8, they can go to a special convention to either by resolution confirm that appointment or to elect someone new. I think it may be latter rather than the former. No, it may be the former rather than the latter because it is the easier way to go to bring some level of order, maintain order, and some level of smooth transition from one to the other. So you have different. I mean, what we did not have today is that the news that should have carried the entire interview of Dr. Rowley as a special, like a special feature, where we would have gotten the entirety of his interview from the reporters. But what Dr. Rowley did say is that there were two people, but you are now confirming 11-9. I think that's very close. I would love to know who was the two people that didn't go in her favor. Chances are it may have been Imbert and Rowley.
No. Well, there was one who didn't vote, because I 20.
No, one has passed.
Oh, yeah. Correct. All right. There we go.
There should be 21. So somebody's absent?
Yeah. The MP from Maurice Julian.
No. Maurice Julian would make it 22.
No, it was.
There's supposed to be 21 members of parliament now.
Right. So it was 11-9. 11-9.
20 persons voted.
So is it that Penny didn't vote for herself?
Oh, 11. No, but 11 and 9 is 20.
There's 21 members of parliament,
So,
not 22.
Right. So one person didn't vote.
So where is that? Who is that person that did not vote?
Maybe it's Dr. Rowley.
Could be.
That's the only thing I can think
very well
about.
be that the Prime Minister abstained from voting.
Yeah,
That's a very good point.
He would have voted if there was a tie. He would have been the deciding vote.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So
if it was a
that means
10-10 tie, he could be the deciding vote.
Yeah. So he probably abstained from voting to give them a chance to vote.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Anyways, so we know that there are certain things to look forward to. One, the man has indicated that the last foreign trip that he would make would be to Barbados to his final CARICOM heads of government. There are certain positions he holds in CARICOM that needs to be relinquished and passed on to other persons to carry on. He is chairman of the CARICOM Cricket Committee, whatever. He'd have to hand up that. I think he's also chair of security for the region under CARICOM. He'll hand up that. He's on the committee for energy. That will have to also be relinquished. There are other positions that need to be relinquished. There are certain legacy projects that I'm sure he would want to have his name on as Prime Minister. The Port of Spain Hospital expansion, the Tobago Hospital, airport, sorry, not hospital, Tobago Airport, maybe cut the ribbon for the Sharona's extension project. So there are certain things that needs to be done. That's that. He said there are certain things that he can do very easily as Prime Minister at this point in time, which would be more difficult for a new one that he would settle. I say, okay, great. So when he was further pressed, from what I saw, he indicated that by after Carnival, so let's just say give or take middle to end of March, he would be handing over, and that the date of the next election would be at the discretion of the new Prime Minister.
But Dr. Mohammed, I just want to make sure I'm clear on something. This decision doesn't have to go for a vote in Parliament.
No. There's no vote in the Parliament.
But what kind of that is democracy? I could appoint a Prime Minister and let the President say yes, because we had a vote in a treat, and I could have bullied you for you to vote for certain person.
No. Remember to the Prime Ministership. The shift from we're shifting from one step to the other in the political framework. The shift from political leader or next in line for political leader is clearly mapped out in section 76(1), right? There are three options. The three options is the leader who commands the majority of support, right?
Yes.
The person who is not the undisputed leader, but who has the majority of support, and the person who is not the undisputed support, who is not the leader and has who is not the undisputed leader, and who the president believes can command the majority of support.
Yeah, but Dr. Mohammed, it's not going to the Parliament. I don't understand.
It's the same way. Okay, it's the same way under the Westminster system, where the minute the person who wins the general election in England, within less than 24 hours of winning the general election, they present themselves to the king or the queen, and they are asked to form a government in their name.
No, I understand that.
As quick as that person resigns, or steps down, or dies, or whatever, the next person, who normally is the foreign secretary or the deputy prime minister, has historically become the prime minister.
But Dr. Mohammed, here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. The PNM had a retreat in Tobago. They caucus the MPs, and the MPs voted 11-9 in favor of Stuart Young to be the acting prime minister, whatever you want to call it, the prime minister. Right? That was done outside of the Parliament. The Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago allows that to happen.
Yes.
Well, that's a mad constitution. That's a Jurassic constitution. That constitution mad.
You don't select the prime minister within the Parliament. When you go to the Parliament, right? Remember, this thing happens in two ways. When an election is held, so let's use Kamla, for example. Let's use the 24th of May 2010. When Mrs. Prasad Visesa won the election on the 24th of May 2010, and the results were tallied, a notice will then be sent to the president. And then arrangements and correspondence will be made that Mrs. Prasad Visesa is to be appointed prime minister. There are two people that must be appointed for the cabinet to exist legally: the prime minister and the attorney general. In the first instance, when the PNM government first took office in 2015, At the swearing in of the ministers, it was done wrong.
Yeah,
It was done
they messed it up.
inaccurately.
They messed it up.
It was not done properly.
Yeah, they had to go and redo it.
You swear in the Attorney General. I think no. First you swear in the Prime Minister and then the Attorney General, if I'm not mistaken. But it was done the other way around.
Back to front. It was done back to front.
It did not constitutionally constitute the formation of a cabinet. So everybody had to take over the oath after in private, right? In the correct way. In this instance, there's an Attorney General that's already existing, and a Prime Minister that is transitioning. All that has to happen is simply that there's already a majority of persons in the House. There's already been a private political caucus of members of Parliament of the majority who have indicated that where the leader, the undisputed leader, which is Dr. Rowley, is stepping aside, the party and the caucus has to now support. The majority of members of that House must support someone else. They have coalesced, they have come together, they've caucused, and they have indicated that their support would be for Mr. Young. When Dr. Rowley resigns as Prime Minister, if he resigns at 3:01 p.m., the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago must be right there upon the acceptance of the resignation of the Prime Minister to accept to take the oath of office at 3:02 p.m. It has to be almost simultaneously happening. There must be no gap.
So, Dr. Shane, once Prime Minister Rowley resigns as Prime Minister, right?
Yes.
He's still the MP.
Yes.
Right? So he will be in Parliament still then?
Yes. Until he says to us otherwise, that his intention is to then resign the seat as well, right? And literally walk away from everything and bring it down to 2019. And once there is no major legislation that requires any great amount of debating and voting, then the 2019 can operate until the new Prime Minister believes he has effectively warmed the seat of Prime Minister and Whitehall, and then he can announce his election date. He has to announce the election date by the 28th of August.
Listener?
Because there's no Parliament as of the 28th of August at midnight.
Okay.
So we could be looking at an election in September, or we could be looking at an election in May, or June, or July. It's really up until the new Prime Minister has felt as though he's warmed the seat enough.
So just before you go, so listen. So the PNM not going to have any internal elections for the political leader?
Well, by virtue of Section 12.9, Article 12.9, the General Council shall have the power to determine if a vacancy exists in any office and to make an appointment and fill such vacancy in the absence of specific provisions thereof in the Constitution. That is one. So it's available. And then when you go down to Article 18.8, it says
call a standby.
A convention.
So listen to this, So listen to this.
It says the General Council shall have the power to fill a vacancy occurring in any office in the absence of specific provisions, therefore, under the Constitution. Where a vacancy occurs in the office of the political leader, such vacancy shall be filled within 6 months of its occurrence at a special or annual convention. All of that can be done.
Wow. So listener,
and the vacancy can be filled. Remember, they said the vacancy can be filled. So, if the General Council approves the appointment
or by resolution agrees with the appointment of Stuart Young as political leader, it then proceeds to a special convention and they can confirm it, or they may end up, it's a very ticklish, listen, we are traversing very ticklish, very technical aspects of politics here. And we have to go according to what the articles of the PNM Constitution says. What the articles of the Constitution says by virtue of Article 18.8, it says that the General Council has the ability to confirm, to appoint someone in the position. And then Article 12.9 says that it has to be confirmed by a special convention.
No,
we have a caller. Maybe they have a question for Dr. Mohammed.
Okay, go ahead.
Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't really have a question for Dr. Mohammed. I wanted to make a statement about the voting. Do we know if it was an open voting process where we would know who voted for who, or was it a closed voting process where we wouldn't know who voted for who? So, I mean, other than that, we are speculating.
Okay. Well, listen to this, right? I don't know.
What we know is that 11 persons voted for Young and 9 for Penn for Beckles.
I think in
Right, but how can we go about ascertaining who voted for who?
I'll find out.
Because you see what I think. Let me tell you the problem I have with this. This is Rock Actual, by the way, big guy.
Yeah, Rock.
And let me tell you what I have a problem with the conversation so far. The professor's information is on the money, and I should thank her for providing it. But let me just put it out clear. I consider Penny Beckles a friend and also a sister from another mother, now supporter now, then again. So I didn't particularly care for the outcome. All right. However, when you are saying, which was said earlier, that a Chinese guy running the party or an Indian, so what are you saying? Are you saying that an Indian, a Chinese, a white person can't lead the PNM, and vice versa, a black person can't lead the UNC? Is that what we really coming to? Is that what we want? Is it about who is the best vision, who has the best ideas, the qualifications, the experience, the expertise, things like that? What are we basing this on? Race? Is that where we're gonna die? We're gonna die on that hill? Just race all the time? So we must have a black man leading a PLM party, and we must have an Indian leading the UNC. Come on, man. We gotta move past this, guys. We got to.
Agree.
So Rock.
Okay.
Abstract to hang up and listen.
Yeah.
Abstract to hang up and listen.
Okay, Rock.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call.
Okay, no problem.
Listen,
I'm still on. I mean, I'm still listening in. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Good night, you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
I mean, I will take that too. I personally will take. Did you hang up on him? Did you hang up? Did he hang up?
He hung up.
All right. You know what? Tommy, remind me that, bro. I don't want to keep Dr. Mohammed here. So, Dr. Mohammed, it appears to us that we are treading in green waters here. I'll put it that way. You know?
For all intents and purposes, this has not happened in Trinidad and Tobago before, in terms of we have not seen a scenario where a living prime minister has relinquished the title and the office and handed it over to a successor before a general election. That's the first thing. It has happened in Jamaica. Let me tell you, it has happened in Jamaica. Yes, I know. 3 times. It has happened in Jamaica 1, 2, 3 times. It has happened it was done in 1992 by Michael Manley. It was done in 2006 by PJ Patterson. It was done in 2011 by Bruce Golding. That's where you had a prime minister resign and hand over, right? In 1995, in Dominica, what you had was Dame Eugenia Charles, who was the incumbent prime minister, retiring from politics altogether on the cusp of a new general election, and relinquishing the political leadership, her seat, and all of those things. So that has happened. We have seen in Tobago in 2021, where under the PDP, Watson Duke, as political leader of the PDP, did not stand for election for chief secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. And history shows what happened. It went to his deputy political leader, Farley Augustine, and we are where we are today. So this is not, for me, as a political scientist, this is not strange. This is not, there's nothing illegal, constitutionally illegal in this framework. In the context of Dr. Rowley resigning and following the Constitution 76-1 to get a new prime minister. What the PNM faces in terms of quote-unquote illegality, I am using that word cautiously here, is how it attains or achieves the election or confirmation of a political leader. And the ultimate thing is that they go to a special convention. And that special convention has a 6-month period by which that has to happen. Now, if we are realistically looking at it, the PNM does not have 6 months. If we look at March, let's just say March is the month that the Prime Minister hands over. They have 1, 2, 3, April, May, June, July, August. They have 5 months. So 1, a general election date, and 2, to settle their internal rambling.
So, Dr. Mohammed, for the first time in history,
ministership aspect of it kind of settles down.
Yeah,
I think we may see because the PNM is going. There are members of the PNM who are silent tonight. But I'm sure before the week is over, there are going to be opinions and thoughts by those who know the Constitution better than I do, as to how they should go forward in the selection of a political leader.
So, Dr. Mohammed, there could be the possibility that we have Stuart Young as the Prime Minister and somebody else as the political leader of the PNM.
You can actually.
That's possible.
Very possible.
Yeah, because if, and maybe this is the way somebody said the PNM now have 9 dissidents. What you call them?
So the PNM is worse than the UNC, right?
Yeah, the PNM worse than the UNC. UNC only had 5. So the PNM almost double, right? So Mr. Intellectual, that's a good point. He says so the PNM now have 9 dissidents. Yeah, that's accurate.
You also have a split cabinet.
Yeah, you have a split cabinet. So what the Prime Minister have done is split the PNM. He has split the PNM. You got a penny faction, and now you got a young faction.
But let me ask you this. The question now arises. Is the will of the PNM membership stronger than the will of those that are, quote unquote, leading them to decide that they want Penny Beckles as political leader?
Yeah, they want Penny. They want Penny. They want Penny.
Right?
So
if that's the case,
they
want
Penny.
Penny Beckles as political leader,
yeah,
Stuart Young and the hierarchy of the PNM's General Council has to prepare themselves for 1, a fight, 2, an election, 3, an upset. All lead to a collapse of the PNM at the polls.
Correct. Because
and then we have another problem. That then gives Mrs. Prasad Bissessa the belief and the feeling of euphoria.
Yeah.
That she is large and in charge.
Yeah.
And she could choose a set of idiots
No.
Go into a government.
No, she can't choose idiots. No, she can't do that.
Because let me tell you something. We could be, and this is what I've been saying all day. So I'm going to be consistent in what I'm saying across the board. We are looking at the PNM. We are looking at what is transpiring constitutionally vis-a-vis prime ministership, and then we are looking at what is happening politically the mechanisms available to the PNM by virtue of their constitution. But we must not forget that Stuart Young and the PNM also knows very well how to win a general election. And the members of the PNM also know what it is to lose a general election. They also know that when, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but the political behavior of PNM supporters have been that when it's an election time, put your differences aside and let us get over the finish line. Whatever that, and as best as possible. So here's the challenge. We can't just simply be looking at the PNM and be distracted by what the PNM is saying. And Mrs. Prasad Bisasa announced tomorrow morning a set of fools that does not engender public trust and confidence, and then believe that she could win a general election. Because as far as I'm concerned, there are 33 persons elected thus far by the People's National Movement who individually, I cannot say that they have acted in a manner that questions their ethics outrightly. You call a name. Has Marvin Gonzalez been a terrible Minister of Public Utilities outside of his constitutional remit? No, I don't think so. Could he have done better? Everybody can do absolutely better, including Penny Beckles. Can Brian Manning, who is my friend, who I consider my friend, could have done something differently in his capacity under Colin? I think that is pushing and asking for too much for someone who's working under him. Could the Minister of Education have done better? Oh, definitely 100% had to do better, right? But she wasn't atrociously bad to the point that the country will reject her, because I'm positively sure that she will win her seat of St. Anne's East, right? What we've seen is that persons who have been questionable in the eyes of the PNM have been eliminated by virtue of they can't stand for re-election, personal issues, the time for them to retire, blah, all the rhetoric. We've seen it. The one that has stood out the most that he couldn't hide from it is the Member of Parliament for Libre, Mr. McClashy. And then the other one that stands out to me that because he caught my attention, because he wanted to jump out himself and describe me as a political activist rather than a political scientist, is the Minister of Communications, who has not been in the forefront of government communications since he assumed the role, and has been sitting in the Parliament enjoying a very comfortable salary. So if I were to have a pronouncement, if I were to be given an opportunity to say who should stay and who should go, I think Emery Brown should be rewarded for his great work and effort as Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs and return to his seat of the Martin Central, and we could toss the Minister of Communications because he's not relevant.
Well, let them leave Stuart Young. So listen to this.
Yes.
I want to say, Ban Meha, thanks for that. There is an article in the Guardian that was released just 5 hours ago, and Ban Meha was the one that he says the headline says, Kamala called Stuart Young impending elevation to prime minister undemocratic. And that's where I didn't see that article. Ban Meha just brought that to my attention. That's when I was talking about we electing a prime minister outside of the parliament. You know? That's what we're doing.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. When in 1981, a sitting prime minister dropped dead, right?
Yeah.
And this is where we have to discern what is available to us constitutionally to operate and to function in governance, in the governance structure. If it is. If because when in 81 the Prime Minister dropped dead, if we go with what Mrs. Prasad Bisasa is saying, then we should have gone to an election within 90 days of the Prime Minister dropping dead, not so?
But was that person selected outside of Parliament?
Mr. Chambers was elected by the President, Philip Clark.
But that's the Parliament.
No.
The President.
The President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago selected the Minister of Agriculture, who was one of the deputy political leaders of the PNM, one of 3 deputy political leaders, to become the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
But this one, we have the Prime Minister selecting his successor.
Let me put another scenario to you.
Yeah.
If God forbid, knock on wood, right? I'm not wishing the man anything. I'm giving you a different perspective. If, for God forbid, Dr. Rowley fell critically ill and could not continue executing the duties and responsibilities of Prime Minister, wouldn't the same thing that would have been done to
No, but that's different though. That's different, Dr. Mohammed. Here's how that is different. You are saying that the Prime Minister is ill and they have to replace the Prime Minister, right?
Right.
In the other situation, that same Prime Minister deciding who's going to be.
What was Justin Trudeau's reason for leaving today?
Because he felt, I just read it, he felt that, where's the opposition in Canada again? I forget the person's name.
Polivier.
Right. He felt that they will command the majority, right? And before he comes and goes as the Prime Minister again, he should step down for the betterment of his party.
So, okay, if he, and that is his feeling, right?
Yeah.
That is his feeling. So, in other words, Justin Trudeau feel that he can't fight an next election and win.
Right.
So let me go before.
Right.
Why you feel Dr. Rowley believe that he can't? So what? You think Dr. Rowley
But-
can't have a feeling too?
But did Trudeau appoint the next Prime Minister?
Okay, how the Canadian system is going to have to do it is that Trudeau is staying on until his new Prime Minister has to be selected, and then he's going to stay on until a new political leader is elected by his party. He was supposed to open, I saw it sometime in January. He has gotten permission from the Governor General for Parliament to be reopened on the 24th of March.
Yeah, but
Same Westminster system, slight differences and slight amendments to what is going on. Nothing Dr. Rowley has done today is political, is constitutionally illegal. Nothing Dr. Rowley has done is unconstitutional. What the PLM is facing, most importantly, is who is its next leader and how it gets to that position.
Yeah, listener,
Because if
Dr. Mohammed,
the constitutionality of this was not available, every senior council in this country would have gotten up and say no.
I think the verdict is still out. The jury is still out because
listen. Don't get me wrong. I am not in support. I am not in support of anything in terms of I mean, I'm not a fan of Stuart Young. I think Stuart Young is just a continuation of Keith Rowley, right?
Yeah.
And as I predicted, he justified it today when they asked him why did he think that Stuart was it was better. It's because it was clear. He said because he had been closely working with Stuart because he's also a minister in the office of the Prime Minister, and they had developed that rapport. So in other words, I choose him because he's my protege. And I tell people in the caucus, this is who I want, I go watch all your votes. And somebody among the 20 gets up and say, hey, I not gonna just sit down and say, yeah, I available, I can get the work. Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
If they had voted today And instead of 11-9 in favor of Stewart, it was 11-9 in favor of Penny. How different would have the dialogue been?
Totally different.
It would not have been different.
Yeah, it would have been different.
You know
Nah.
why?
Huh?
You know why it would have been different? There's only one reason why it would have been different. Let's be rational. It would have been different because Penny has positive crossover national appeal. Stewart is unpopular. Stewart is seen as pompous and unliked and disconnected and unrelatable and everything that Penelope Beckles isn't. And if Penny Beckles had been selected as the Prime Minister's replacement, we'd have been having a whole different conversation as it pertains to viability of the UNC, viability of the PNM, what is the outlook of the elections going to look like, blah, 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 blah. This would have even put Tobago into play.
But Dr. Shane, just before you go, right? In my estimation, I think what Dr. Rowley has done is mash up the PNM. And let me say why I'm saying that. Right? Never in the history of politics in Trinidad and Tobago, a prime minister decided, because whether we want to believe it or not, he could have bullied them 11 MPs, yeah? Because he's still the political leader.
And at the start of our conversation, you said something very important. That Stewart could possibly, but I don't see it happening. But people could have been threatened about their seats being available to them.
Yes.
But you also have to take into consideration something, though. The same way you know that 11 people voted for Stewart and 9 people voted for Penny, right? If it's the same way we know that yesterday there was a cuss out inside the meeting, right?
Yeah.
As the days go by, we're going to hear more and more whispers of what really and how it transpired. So the dialogue that we are having is a fluid one. And Stewart really will show. He will have to emerge and show and prove, not only show, prove that he has the capacity to unite the party. I think that's his hardest task.
You think you think he could do that? You think he up to that? I don't think he's up to that task.
I don't think listen. The PNM membership and the PNM supporters
Too different.
are not going to be happy. Yeah. I'm waiting to hear what the PNM stalwarts say. I'm waiting to hear from Mr. Lohan. I'm waiting to hear from others who've been seen as quote-unquote dissidents of the PNM.
I call both of them.
What they have had to say.
Jennifer Batiste and Lohan.
I would love to hear what Mr. Pharaoh, who is a walking institution, has to say. Right? Yeah. So, listen, politically, this is a balancing act that I would love to see how this plays out. But at the same time, I am saying this. We cannot be distracted only by the quote-unquote the undemocratic prime minister. That is nonsense because it's not illegal. Let me ask you a question. So you are telling me if I am prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and it was my effort, that it was my intention that if I was to ever be elected as prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago, that I only wish to serve no more than 2 terms, and whatever those 2 terms be, after 2 terms, I am exiting. And if, let's just say, my parents are alive by the time that I am prime minister, and I have reached, let's just say, 55 or 60 years old, and I have realized that there are people that are competent to carry the country forward, carry the party forward. There's someone that I think has shown the ability to, and has demonstrated, in my opinion, the ability to carry the fort. I will put the name forward and say, listen, this is John Doe, and you all know him. He's the Minister of Finance. And I think in my absence, he has done a fantastic job as acting and as, demonstrating ability to govern effectively. Now, I put John Doe on the table. And Wayne says, well, hold on. I am the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and I have done a really good job too. And I say, okay, here what? Go ahead and do. And they vote 11-9. And John Doe wins. And I say, okay, good. Tomorrow I go in and send in my resignation. I go in and advise the president. We advise the president that I am resigning. The new prime minister has the support of these people. I go my merry way. Is that illegal of me? No, not by what the Constitution says, because I'm not tied to the job. I don't have to run out the whole term. What if I feel sick? What if I fell ill? What if I had had enough? What if the job became too much for me to carry emotionally, mentally, family-wise, whatever? This job, what Dr. Rowley, and to his credit, you know, I just give credit, right? The man had enough. And he had enough. He served himself. He served those that he needed to serve. He served the people who interest served his. He fixed himself his salary. He fixed himself his pension. He is guaranteed health care. And he has a security detail and a diplomatic passport.
But
you really think Dr. Rowley gives a rat?
no, I agree with you. But you know, Dr. Mohammed, just before you go, this thing was all orchestrated by Dr. Rowley. It started.
When the media called me this morning, called me to get my reaction. I said, I predicted this is what was going to happen.
This was because it started with the cancellation of the convention. So, listen,
Correct.
Dr. Rowley will go down in history as the worst prime minister. This is my observation, not yours. Will go down as in the history of the, and I did an editorial on it too, as the worst prime minister in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. However, he's an astute politician.
Correct.
He's an astute politician. People can say what they want. He basically mapped this thing out, beginning with the cancellation. Not, as a matter of fact, beginning with making Stuart Young the acting prime minister when he was out of the country.
Correct.
That's where he started. And then he canceled the convention. So they don't talk about that. He canceled that. And from there, you know, he orchestrated this whole thing. This caucus, this retreat that they had in Tobago, that wasn't no retreat. That was to finalize this deal here.
I 100% agree with you.
Hold on, Ambrose. 1 minute, Ambrose. If you don't apologize for that comment, you will be banned from WZYE 95.9 FM. If you don't apologize for that comment you just put in the chat, you will be banned from WZYE 95.9 FM. We don't allow that type of language here on WZYE 95.9 FM. Either you apologize or you will be banned from this chat. Okay? So I'm waiting for you to apologize. At 8:52 p.m., you put it in the chat. If you don't apologize for it, you will be banned from this chat. Go ahead, Dr. Mohammed. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, listen. At the end of the day, Dr. Rowley is an astute politician. He's very strategic. He mapped this out pretty well. In fact, he knew 5 years ago when he was re-elected as prime minister, he has been mapping this out strategically to make his exit. And you know what? The man didn't tell us that he wasn't exiting. He made it very clear that he had no intentions to stay on as prime minister for the entire period of time. I think what people are more surprised by is that a politician actually say they're going to do something and they did it, right? But at the end of the day, Dr. Rowley he's done his due. Thank you very much for your service, sir. 45 years in political and public life is not a very easy railroad. You've done a great job. You've had ups and downs. Thank you so much. Farewell.
By the way, before you go, I believe what Dr. Rowley done was undemocratic. What undemocratic says, not relating or according to democratic principles. That wasn't democratic principles.
Regardless of whether it was undemocratic, right? Because let me tell you why Mrs. Prasad is saying it is undemocratic. Mrs. Prasad is saying that it is undemocratic because she is saying call the election now. I am a political scientist. My colleagues who are political scientists have not been able to calculate just yet that Mrs. Prasad Bisasa and the United National Congress has crossed 21 seats. So if an election were to be called now, she does not have 21, does not have a full slate of candidates. Let's start there. And therefore, calling the election now doesn't engender confidence yet, because we haven't seen the whole thing. We haven't seen what we know. There are 33 candidates from the People's National Movement. Dr. Rowley says on the 27th of January, nominations are closed for the final 8. Screening will take place thereafter, and boom, the final 8 is laid out, right? The most interesting seat for me would be to see what role, if any, does Amy Brown play in the lineup of candidates. That's the one thing I'm waiting to see, right? Does Mrs. Fasad Bissessar, does she have a cadre of outstanding personalities, mixing it with experience and youth and professionalism that can outshine those 41 from the PNM? Does she have that yet?
But I want to think the candidates in San Fernando East and San Fernando West, the principal, and I think it's Ali Bokas is his name. I don't know
San
if
Fernando East?
Yeah, Ali Bokas is east.
Well, yeah, and whoever is who is the principal is where? Where is the principal?
West.
Right. I think those are two stellar candidates. If you ask me.
I believe that Dr. Daulat is a fantastic candidate. I also believe that Devish Maharaj in St. Joseph is a strong candidate. And I also agree that that this boy,
Ali Bokas
in Toko Sandy Grande, is a fantastic candidate. Where I think the UNC is very shaky is in Barataria Sanwan and in Chaguanas East.
Who is that? Saddam and
Saddam and Mohit.
And Mohit.
They are going up against two very strong candidates.
But they won.
And I don't care what anybody say. Caliber of candidates matters.
But how much did they win by last time? As an example, I don't know.
Mohit was about, I have the numbers. Mohit was 1,000 votes and Saddam was 1,000 votes.
That's plenty votes, man.
That is not plenty votes in a marginal seat.
No.
You have 3 parties in a race, my friend.
But Ali Bokas have an uphill battle against Brian Manning, you know.
I don't even want to count Ali Bokas. San Fernando East is staying PNM and staying with Brian Manning. There are 10 seats that we all have to watch, right? The list of 10, let me go back in my notes, man. San Fernando West, let me over here. San Fernando West is 1, St. Joseph 2, Barataria Sanwa 3, Pointe-a-Pierre 4, La Joqueta Talparo 5, Chaguanas East 6,
Toko Sandy Grande.
Toko Sandy Grande 8, Maruga Tableland 9. There's one more. Oh gosh. There's 10. There's one more in the list that we need to look at. Let me just hold on. Let me get it for you. Hold on. Let me get it. Right. Barataria, Chaguanas, Maruga, Pointe-a-Pierre, Mayaro is the last one. So it's Barataria Sanwa, Chaguanas East, Maruga Tableland, Pointe-a-Pierre, Mayaro, San Fernando West, St. Joseph, La Joqueta Talparo, Toko Sandy Grande, and Tunapino. 10. Those are the seats that count the most, and those are the seats that are going to carry any political party.
Well, what is the split with UNC and PNM currently with those 3 seats? What is the split?
Currently, it is 5-5.
Okay, so really and truly, if you take out Brian Manning's seat, all right, we could say that. All right,
No, listen, I'm not even counting. So okay, these 10 seats are the 10 marginals that all eyes must be on, right?
Yeah.
The strategy of the UNC is that they have 19. They must hold the 19 and they must gain 2 more. The most likely 2 that they can win is San Fernando West and St. Joseph, with a
San
possibility.
Grande is a possibility too.
Right? Now, you can't be losing a seat and be gaining a seat, because then you're nullifying the whole thing.
All right, so Dr. Shane, hold it right there. Let's go for a quick break. Hold it right there. We got to go for a quick break. Stay right there. We'll be right back. Folks, let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Back with you is In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshy, Dr. Shane Mohammed, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Now, you said San Fernando West, Barataria, Shogunas East.
You broke up there.
Shogunas East.
So how it is now, it is Barataria San Juan, Shogunas East, Moruga Tableland, Pointe-a-Pierre, Mayaro, San Fernando West, St. Joseph, La Joqueta Talparo, Toco Sandy Grande, and Tunapuna.
Okay.
At present, those 10 seats are divided 5-5 to the PNM and the UNC.
I think that looking at this year, I think Barataria. When is the last time the PNM won Barataria?
2007.
That's a long time. That's a long
in
time.
a 3-man race.
Yeah, that's a long time. What about Pointe-a-Pierre?
Pointe-a-Pierre 2007 3-man race.
That's a yeah. So right away we are seeing now Tonapuna is currently PNM, right?
Yes.
San Fernando West is PNM. Shogunas East is
Talparo is PNM. Toco Sandy Grande is PNM. So San Fernando West is PNM, St. Joseph is PNM, La Joqueta Talparo is PNM, Toco Sandy Grande is PNM, and Tunapuna is PNM.
Yeah. So I think in looking at this year, I think St. Joseph is open. If you
think St. Joseph is what?
Is open to go from
St. Joseph is open. So let me tell you how I see this, right? Each political party has a marginal seat anchor. When we were 36 seats, the 3 seats that decided the government was St. Joseph, San Fernando West, and Tunapuna. That turned into a triangle. If you draw it, you'll get a triangle, right? So that's the tripod of seats. And in most instances, St. Joseph and San Fernando West, once they flipped, you had you were heading in a right direction. And then Tunapuna, right? What you have though in recent times is Tunapuna being the hardest marginal seat, which has most times stayed with the PNM. So that's the anchor, what I call the anchor marginal seat for the PNM. For the UNC, it has been Barataria San Juan. That is the anchor marginal seat. When everybody collapsed in 2015 across the board, Barataria San Juan stand up. In 2020, Barataria San Juan stand up because Dr. Khan walked in Barataria San Juan to have that unification aspect to show that, the party was still active and there with the party. And then there was a serious strategy that went on in Moruga Tableland in order to hold on to that seat. In an instance where it becomes this close, it will be foolish to underestimate what Michaela Pandey is doing, how she's doing it, who is supporting her, and what her candidates look like. And in an era where Gen Z and and to some extent the generation before that are young professionals, and then where you have people who are completely fed up of both sides. What do you think is going to happen if Michaela Pandey throws an outstanding candidate in these 10 marginal seats? We already have in Barataria Sangwan a third candidate from this boy, from the NTA. You already have a third candidate in San Fernando West from the NTA. In the last 6 days, I think, between the SOE and now, I have not heard from Gary Griffith has not come forward and made a comment about anything politically today. Even today, I didn't hear from him, right? So let's see what's happening there. But what happens if Michaela Pandey comes and she puts some new people that the country's been asking for, and outstanding people that the country has been asking for? What do you think going to happen? That 1,000 votes, take away, just for argument's sake, 2% of that 1,000 votes in Barataria Sangwan who are not going to vote. Then you're down to 800. Take away some for the PNM, some for the UNCE, take away some from, take away from that 1,000 votes, 10%, which is, take away the 200 votes, take away 20% of the 1,000. So if 200 people don't decide to vote, you're down to 8. And of that 8 now, what if 300 people vote for Michaela? Then you're down to 4.
But they still win. They still win.
Correct.
But because listen,
what do you want? What do you want?
Anything but the PNM.
Right.
But listen to this.
Do you want a nail biting finish where at 5 o'clock you're still pulling out votes to push people to ensure you go over the threshold?
But Dr. Shane, Trinidad and Tobago is a 2-horse political race. It's PNM or UNC.
Understand what I said, eh?
Yeah.
And
And listen, by Michaela taking away votes from whether it's the PNM or the UNC, it's still gonna elect either the PNM or the UNC at the end of the day.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Who most likely does it affect the most?
It depends on the constituency.
Well, I give it here. Barataria Sangwan, all the marginal seats. The marginal seats which determine the elections. If people don't vote, or people switch their votes, so take, for example, the blue wall, the traditional blue wall in the United States. That blue wall that the Democrats were banking on, what had happened? People did not vote, 1, and 2, people switched their votes back to Republicans. And what happened? That blue wall collapsed, turned red, and what happened? You have President Trump in 14 days.
But that could be the same thing in that people switching from the PNM, for example.
From the PNM. Come on, answer.
Nobody
votes. PNM people.
I'm an example.
Anybody,
but I'm an example. I'm an example.
You are an anomaly. Let me ask you a question. If you come to Trinidad and Tobago, right?
I'm not voting for the PNM. I'm not voting for the PNM.
Which constituency are you voting in?
I want to tell people that.
Right. Now let me ask you. So you in your mind know which constituency you're voting in.
Yes.
If you vote against the PNM in your constituency.
No, I didn't.
And 100 or 200 or 300 or 400 people vote against the PNM in your constituency, does the PNM lose?
No. If 300 vote against them in the constituency, they still win if they win by 1,000 votes. If they win by 1,000, you there? I think he got a call. All right, let me see what happened. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me answer that. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. I guess the call dropped.
Sorry about that. The call
Yeah,
dropped.
but what I'm saying is this, and I'm going to look at the numbers. If in certain constituencies they win by 1,000 votes, let's take away half of the votes and split it between the NTA and Michaela Pandey. Right? Say the US, the UNC win by 1,000. Take away 500. Say Michaela, you go get 250. NTA go get 250. Right? We still have 500. And let me say, P&M get 250 of them. We had 750. We still have 250.
Listen to me. You want to be able. In 2015, when Dr. Khan was in the seat, he predicted that he was going to win the seat by a very small majority, one of the lowest majorities he's ever won the seat by, which was 700 votes. And he was on point because he clinically knew how many votes he was going to win and how much and how why and how one X, Y, and Z. We have to take into consideration we have no swell. 1,000 votes. Okay, let me give an example. We talk about St. Barataria Samo.
Yeah.
St. Joseph is 800 votes.
Okay.
800 votes was what separated Hunt from Diarsing in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
You all may see the numbers as being simply 800 votes. When a third party comes into play, if Gary Griffith is really running in St. Joseph in 2025, you have now a very strong choice of 3 persons. Mm-hmm. What if the majority of people in St. Joseph says, you know what? We prefer, and the majority of UNC voters or whatever say, you know what? We prefer to go with Gary. And Gary doesn't get, let me just say, for argument's sake, Gary gets 1,200 votes. Mm-hmm. Who will I win the seat?
If Gary gets 1,200 votes?
Mm-hmm.
What was he winning? I don't know the winning amount last time.
800.
No. What's the total votes the PNM get?
A little over 9 and the UNC a little under 9.
900 votes?
9,000.
9,000. So in order for him to win, he have to take away at least
The point is this. When a third party stands in play, the PNM crosses the threshold. Because of the PNM's institutionalism, because of the PNM's election machinery activism, because of the PNM's nature of an election, they carry this, especially some a seat like St. Joseph, they know it down to the numbers. My advice is that the UNC has to be better. I think Devish Maraj is an excellent candidate in St. Joseph. But you can't have an excellent candidate in St. Joseph and an excellent candidate in San Fernando West and an excellent candidate, a winnable candidate in Tocosandi Grande. But you have 2 that are facing a serious battle in Barataria Samo and in Shogunas East. Those 10 seats that you are putting up the fight in that will take you over the threshold should have 10 absolutely stellar. The same way I could talk about Devish, I could talk about Dr. Dowla, and I could talk about Wayne Sturgeon, Tocosandi Grande. Every single one of the 10 seats that I just called should have people saying, okay, yes. And where there isn't one is where one is not as shiny and sparkly as the other, another one must emerge and you go, oh God, boy, yes. But it should start in Barataria. Now I'm not saying go and take Fuad, but you should put somebody stronger. If Fuad don't want it, you can't fight it. Right? but Fuad knows what his legacy is. If not Fuad, somebody as strong as Fuad. Do I think that Saddam is as a bad candidate? No. Do I think that he's capable of winning the seat? I'm not sure. Do I think that he could go in a different seat? Most definitely. Do I think that Mohit is not a good candidate? Yes. Do I think that she could hold on to the seat? They struggled in 2020 to have her get the seat. I know that for a fact they struggled for her to get the seat. But come on, man. The party cannot be calling for an election against Stuart Young and company, not having a tempo. There has to be a tempo. You think when Tobago, let me tell you something. You know who going to cause a tempo? You know where the good tempo going to be? The tempo going to be in Tobago when you see the TPP drop their two candidates. That is what you want. I must be able to sit from where I sit right now tonight and be watching over to Tobago and say, oh God, boy, licks, blows.
Do you have any?
I already know that one out of the two Tobago seats is in trouble. And they haven't chosen their candidate yet. So you want that level of momentum building, that when they drop their two candidates, it's, oh God, boy, that is tempo, that is a fight. Not what's going on here. You can't be call election now, and we don't know who your candidates are. And some of your candidates are not bright bulbs. They must outshine the PNM.
Dr. Shane, I want to say thank you so much for giving.
Don't just simply believe and throw caution to the wind that the country going and vote against Stuart Young because it's Stuart. No, I'm not taking that chance. The United States of America said, oh God, Trump, oh God, well, yeah. No, it don't work so.
Now they vote.
You can't take political chances, my friend.
Dr. Shane,
you cannot take political chances.
Dr. Shane, I want to say thank you so much, but we're voting out the PNM. I want to say thank you very much for taking this on such short notice.
I apologize that I'm not live with you all in person, if you know what I mean.
That's all right. That's all right.
I do appreciate you all reaching out to me.
Okay.
And let us arrange for me to actually engage with
All right.
So we can do that later this week if you wish.
Okay then. Thank you very much.
Everybody have a good evening. Happy New Year. All the best wishes for 2025. And let's pray for the safety and security of this country.
All right. Thank you so much.
Take care.
All right. Folks, put your closing comments in the chat. That was Dr. Shane Mohammed.
Thank you, Dr. Mohammed.
Always a vibrant discussion. Rock Actual, we got just Rock Actual question tomorrow. Caribbean so funny, He said Rock need to sharpen his hack, so I don't know. Oh God. Let me give my folks. Send your closing comments in the chat or send your closing voice notes. We ran a little over time today, so let me play my closing quote to me. Oh yeah, boy. Oh boy. Where is it? Here we go. Hold on.
Today is good morning, God. Today is Monday, Father, January 6th. I come to you, Lord, with gratitude in my heart. Thank you for the weekend we lived, for the victories achieved, for the stories that marked our days, and for the lessons learned. Thank you for sustaining us even when the path seemed difficult, when our strength weakened and hope felt distant. Yet you lifted us up with your love and showed us that we are never alone, never forsaken. Today we begin a new week, and we ask you for strength, motivation, wisdom, and faith. Guide our steps, our actions, and our thoughts so that we may face challenges with courage, determination, and unwavering trust. May we see opportunities where others see obstacles, and above all, trust that everything is in your hands, perfectly aligned with your plan. May this Monday be blessed, filled with purpose, peace, joy, and meaningful accomplishments. Walk with us, Lord, and make us instruments of your light and compassion. Amen. Good morning, God.
And there you have it. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, Your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
Sometimes the bravest thing to do is to just show up. Like I always say, you, man in the mirror, you have to become that change you want to see. However, if you're looking at the mirror and don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. Be careful out there. Be safe. See you tomorrow, same station, same time. Good night.
Thank you, Tommy. Let me see if there's any voice notes. Okay.
That's God willing.
Actually, Diana Benskin called, but we were on air. Okay. Oh God. Closing comments, Mean Gene. On a scale of 1 to 10, be the worst, with the exception of Dr. Shane Mohammed. What should I give you? A 8? Tommy, he didn't give you nothing, but he give me a 8. You see how them fellas bias?
Oh well.
Yeah, but that's all right. That's all right. You get back your phone, so at least you can make a comment. And if says intellectual says closing comment, the people who grope in darkness have real difficulty in seeing when light hits their eyes. Read your partner comment there, Tommy.
Closing comment. Dr. Rowley, continue. Let me see something in here.
Confused.
Dr. Rowley, continue. Confuse all the haters.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. Okay. Caribbean Soul, good night, everyone, until tomorrow. Same time, same place. Ernest, we're going to answer this question tomorrow. I want rock question on race in PNM leadership to be addressed. We're going to address that tomorrow. So, folks, we are out of here. We see you guys tomorrow. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel.
Hey, hey, oi, oi. Hey, hey, oi, oi. In Trinidad and Tobago, politics was we and them. That was never meant to be so, according to the anthem. But ethnic insecurity was maintained to divide us by some people in the country to sow the seeds of distrust. But we have fought a new system within the community. Now what used to be we and them has now become only we. From now on this nation is we. From now on it is you and I. From now on it is unity. From now on we flying high. All the races have come together to build a better country and create a brighter future for the whole society. The we and them thing is no more, because it is plain to see in this country from shore to shore the community is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. India and some came from Africa. Look today, their descendants are here, coexisting together. There are others who came here too, the Chinese, Syrians and such. Native people are just a few in this land that we love so much. But the politics of the day and the love for a party cause people to begin to say them is them and we is we. From now on this country is we. From now on we all shall be one. From now on that's how it shall be. From now on all division done. As today united we stand The people of Trinbago, one country, one nation, one island. Chutney Pan and Calypso, it's Trinidad and Tobago, better known as TNT. And we want the whole world to know we see ourselves as we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. In this nation is no more, and Mother China done disappear, gone away for good I'm sure. If we want to build a real nation, there can be no we and them. In spite of ethnic persuasion, all should fit in the system. Side by side we stand hand in hand within the society. This here paradise island, because you and I means we. From now on Lavanti is we. From now on race do not matter. From now on we means unity. From now on we are together. They cannot divide we again, cause we enter a new era. United we shall all remain, looking out for each other. Eric tell me matter they done. Today it is plain to see a new paradigm has begun, and that paradigm is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. Some politicians have tried their best to keep we subdivided, as their policies would attest. And now we are united, using that old colonial scheme. They sought to divide and rule, because if we are not a team, we are more easy to fool. Look, they had us fighting each other, causing misery and pain. Now all these times are gone forever, before never again. From now on Trinidad is we. From now on one philosophy. From now on Tobago shall be. From now on standing equally. No more African, no more Indian. We shall all be citizens, forged together to build one nation. Though we are different persons, done away with the we and them. In this land of Black Trinity, whenever we sing the anthem, from now on is only we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. From now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we. From now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is